button already. These numbers are all jumbled up. There we go. Jumble, jumble, jumble. Right. So, all right, we're good now. Okay. Alrighty. Finishing up a 5-week stream. Woof. 5 streams in a week. So,
Yep.
Yep. Crazy times.
Yep.
What's up, DM Chris? Good to see you. My numbers are all jumbled up. I'm gonna guess that one. Yep, I guessed right. What's up, Touchy? Good to see you too. Start getting the shout outs out. Sunday evening. Thank you. I hope it was awesome. I still had that worry in me about bringing Venarium's evil, better-looking twin brother Cephalium, but I guess everything went over well, which is great to hear. They did some right things at the right times. 2 well-placed Dispel Magics. One to get rid of Dominations, one to get rid of all his buffs. And yeah. Actually finished before the time. They got a lot of time, which is rare. So, yeah, I'm like, wow. All right, now what number next? This is tough. Is it that one or that one? This one. Okay, cool.
But I have so many projects right now I'm working on. So,
Yeah, oh, I came in there and everyone's like, aren't you exhausted? I'm like, yep. But I'm doing my post-stream stuff upstairs, where I'm porting it over to YouTube and doing all that, so I can sit there and chat with people while I'm doing it. So,
yep.
For role players, writers, game designers, the whole lot of us that we could use in making our games, creating our adventures.
It's almost 11 p.m. Where you're in Iceland. That's why. Very
Oh,
much,
who?
Really
really.
no end to what
Oh,
he
okay.
envisioned this series to
Iceland.
be.
Awesome.
We even
Yes.
helped publish the
My
Can-Do
mother's
Food
going there
World
next
Building
week.
Living
Yeah.
Oh,
Planet.
really?
Mhm.
For vacation,
7
or
buttons
And
she
no,
knows someone
she's
there?
she's a
read,
volunteer
ready to go to
for
print.
an
Another
organization
3 or 4
helping
after
blind
that we were
people.
working
So
on.
Oh,
so
cool.
so they're having an excursion to
We are
Iceland. So
bringing these
and she has some
back.
neighbors
That's
and
what
stuff
this
that
Kickstarter
live
is. We've
family
got
that comes
7
from
books
Iceland
online
too.
ready to be
So
printed.
they
We've got another
wanted
3
my
right
mother
after
to
that
come
that
with
we're
them
gonna
and
get
help them out. So
minimally out
she's kind of
as
a
we're
helping
working on it
hand
in
for
time.
Oh, cool.
Those will be
Yep.
out definitely in PDF, depending
So
on
I'm
how well
sneak
the
peeking
Kickstarter does,
something
and
tonight
maybe even more than that.
uh,
Once we kind of push beyond
that I got from
the necessary
Gary and
stretch goals and
Sam.
all that mess. But welcome to the what we're
Okay.
calling the Gary
Yeah.
Gygax World Building Archives, and please give us your support. Share it around if you can. Pledge if you can. Whatever you need to do, whatever you can do for us and the memory of Gary Gygax, we very much appreciate it.
I'd go to Iceland there.
Trollord Games.
I don't have
Join
a
the
pass- I still
fray.
don't have a passport, if you can believe it. 'Cause
Uh-oh.
back when I would go to Canada for stuff, you didn't need one,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
So, what's up, Kurt? How are you? Are you on hiatus now, man? I'm all confused. Like, what, you know, it's just this, 5 streams is a lot in a week, and just everything else. Oh, schedule change up. Cool. I know you talked to me about the Beckman stuff, so. You just let us know when that starts. And Kurt, you're gonna want to watch Wednesday, especially tonight's gonna be a great discussion on theoretical, D&D and direction of Greyhawk. But for Wednesday night, you really want to watch, and I'll sneak peek it. It's gonna be really cool. I was unaware of it until I think a week ago when Gary contacted me, Gary Boyd, which is great. Here comes Will. So, yeah. There. What's up, Will?
Hello. Good. Good to see you again.
You too. I just posted. I put something in the
Your Patreon?
Discord.
Oh,
No,
just-
in the Discord, there's Baldwin Games is running 2024 Player's Handbook Greyhawk Adventures at Gen Con.
Yeah, I saw
you
that.
see-
I
did you
saw
see
I
that?
saw I heard it. I forgot where I heard it, but someone mentioned it somewhere. And I just never-
Oh my God!
Yep.
The first time ever, we're getting hate raid attacked. I got an
Hate raid
Automod. Yeah, I'm getting all these. Yeah, holy jeez. It's lefty something something. They're saying the biatch word over and over and over. Holy, I'm just denying them all. Wow, I've never had that happen to me. And I know ladies go through it a lot, and it sucks, but wow. I'm
Yeah,
getting
12
slammed. It was about
12
15 of them.
The 12-year-olds are out.
I guess. I mean, I've never seen one on his channel, and
Go find some.
That's what they're doing, but they don't want to go anywhere these days. They start their computers and do it. Yeah.
Right.
When I grew up, they was throwing snowballs at different houses and stuff like that. So
Egging. We used to egg the houses and TP them.
yeah.
I will say that I did participate in that. That was back where I was from originally. I won't name it. I won't name it.
Exactly, that's the thing. It's so we're old enough that it's now out of the statutes and we can't be accused of it anymore.
Right?
And that was before the age of smartphones, cell phones, or any of that
thanks,
stuff.
Will. I got that
Correct.
already. I got that from yeah. Thank you.
Did you see that?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I was like, wow, they already got their hands on the. Well, I guess they're releasing it at Gen Con, so what am I thinking? Of course they're going to have rules. So,
Well, yeah, but the rules are since at least the early versions are probably floating around in lots of
Yeah.
places already. So yeah.
yeah, because it's going to print. I forget when they said it was going to actually like go on sale. It's not until
No, I think it's by the monster
September.
book comes next year, but I think it's like September, October, or something like that. So,
something.
but I'm sure they're being printed right now because there's so large
Oh, yeah.
numbers. They need to be printed like 6-8 months, and they don't want to airship them. They don't want to air freight them. They need to go in a container, which means that it might take 3 months to go from China to get them distributed across the U.S. and
I
Europe.
think-
Yeah.
think they've got multiple. Actually, with Wizards, I think they end
Let's
up
just
using
come on.
multiple printers.
I'm sure. Oh yeah, they don't want to rely on
Yeah.
one printer. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they print some of them in Europe, some of them in bulk in China, and some of them probably here too, and other places. So yeah.
For sure.
So we're getting some weird chats in, as you can see, everyone. Just note that
Is that the L's and
yeah,
whatever? What is that crap?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
Well, if they just type L, it's not that.
Well, they typed a lot of something
infuriating.
else that I denied. a bunch of
Okay.
stuff, so, yeah. So if we need to
If
crush
they're Russian bots, then yeah.
yeah, they could be anything. So I need to. I know Brian.
Curse words written in Cyrillic.
Yeah, I need to get my more mods on.
Smert Rzia, yeah.
Yeah, hold on. I'm sending a message. If anyone,
Yep.
yeah, I can get on, would help.
Governor.
Yeah, crazy stuff. So yeah, Watsy. I wouldn't doubt it. That's not.
No. They don't
yeah.
want to.
Yeah, I was-
Especially
that
now
was
when
facetious.
now they want to smooth us. They want to smoosh us and bribe us right now. So yeah, I'm surprised they didn't send you a rule book or something to say that. Oh,
Yeah.
you could be now they want us in the Greyhawk community to
It's
talk
because
good
Jay
about
sends
them.
them all kinds of bad emails. Like
Yeah.
they
Let me
put them on
see,
a list.
491. Yeah,
Exactly. They right now they definitely they both
Ah.
need the fans and I think they want them. So
yeah. The
Yeah.
problem is 491. I forget how to do it right now. You know what? After if it keeps on going, keep on. Yes, if it keeps on going, then I'll stop what I'm doing and figure out how to. Oh, you know what? I know how now. Give me 1 second, everyone. I'm sorry.
sure, yeah.
It's still early.
Okay.
It's not even 7 yet. Let me get on here.
That's all right. That's Anna and I'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give
we
me
can-
a sec
Mhm.
here. Yeah, isn't this fun? See, and I'll say this: I do not. Thank you very much. I do. So it looks like when you multi-sub and stuff, that's when it goes weird. It's just everything's crazy here.
Okay.
I got Phantom. I got 491. I got you modded now. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I know you were modding like Disney and a couple others, so I appreciate it. Just to play it safe because I see Brian on, but he may be lurking. It's dinner time where he is. So, but we'll get through this. Yeah. It's all good here.
On my
So-
little streams, I get these people that try to sell me various
Oh yeah.
links to whatever crap and stuff. So they pop up.
Do
But
you
it's-
want your stream to be in the top 10? Reply to this.
Yeah, exactly, stuff like that. So
Hey,
those.
Wiley, it's good to see
yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So,
Hello.
well, for anyone fandom, I've known for a long time. So, and he's a good guy, and I trust the heck out of him. And so, I have
Right.
these mods. All my players are mods. Antiquitous, Phantom NJ. So we have 2 Phantoms as mods now. They're just not on, and I think Brian's lurking. So if they come back, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we keep the Russians bought
Yes, we
at
keep
bay
them
today.
out. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
all right, let's go. Let's say good news and bad news. Here, we get all this stuff with Greyhawk, and then Will's like, you should change up some things, right, Will? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I do a Greyhawk, short 5 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's already got 500 hits.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But we are
Told
hot
you.
now. Greyhawk is now in the limelight.
Greyhawk-
Ian World mentioned
it's-
it. It's everywhere. So yeah.
I understand that. It's just freaking crazy. And
It's the
then
new
there's a lot,
hotness.
there's a lot of discussion going on Sages of Greyhawk too.
Yeah.
And that's that
Sages,
the Grognards
wanna-
are on there like crazy, man. And they're
You want to
Oh, yeah.
hear you want to hear something. So in the past week, I gained 400 subscriptions on the Greyhawk Adventures page on Facebook.
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
400 people have joined the Facebook group.
Yeah. It's like bam.
That's
It's
crazy.
like, oh my, get out of town.
So that's good to hear. So we'll see. So this discussion tonight, it's up to 101 pages on the discussion
Yeah.
boards,
Mhm.
Mike. Yeah, wow.
Yep. And there's like 2 or 3 threads on Ian World, and I'm surprised that they are reasonably they're not going way out in one or the two direction. Meaning it's not like everybody hate, and it's also not praise, which I think is good because this
Probably because they're moderating out
exactly they're
the
moderating out the worst ones, and they're using invectives that probably is bad.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so they moderate themselves out of existence of those
I
threads.
just told
So, yeah.
Greyhawk Mike
Yeah.
too, since he's not able to come on Wednesdays. You want to come on tonight, Mike, and participate in this discussion? Please do.
Oh yes, that would be awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, please do. So that's the good
Yeah.
thing. The bad thing
I think-
is there people are coming out I'd never heard of before.
Yeah. But I
And
think
that's-
we need to first clarify because we might have 1 or 2 viewers who are not aware of what's happening and what's going to happen, rather. So we probably need to have a little bit of a summary what's coming up, so to speak. Why all of a sudden Greyhawk is in the limelight of the TTRPG universe or world, so to speak, in a way we haven't been since 2000 or something like that.
I
Yeah.
bet you we don't, because I bet you all.
I think all of them, but there might be some of them who only read a lot of hateful comments who have not really gone to the sources.
Right. Okay, go for it, Anna.
Yeah, so what we have is that the next Dungeon Master's Guide, the 2024, the 50-year anniversary version, will have a chapter on world building, where you're supposed to kind of make your own world and tweak it and make your own content and stuff. As an example, in that chapter, they're using Greyhawk as the example, and they will come with a poster map coming with the Dungeon Master's Guide with the Flannies. I think I've also heard some Ian World at our podcast, Russ said it was the eastern part, but I think that was simply because it was the eastern part of Eric. When he said it, it sounded like it was the eastern part of the Flannies, but I think it will be the whole Flannies. But we don't know. On one side, and then the city of Greyhawk on the other side. Who is the artist of that map? We don't know. And I have to say, for the record, it's not me. At least I haven't been paid or forewarned, so I'm pretty sure they're not using my map.
Images have come out of the map.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen those. Okay.
It's not Schley.
Is it Francesca Barrel?
I don't think it is because
I would so wanted to see her take
because
on
I was thinking of how you were talking about her work when I saw it.
Yeah.
And it looks like a Schley without Schley style. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it is not as, like you were saying, it's not as artistic. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a name that I saw connected with it.
Okay.
It was just the image.
Yeah.
So.
And they have a sleigh map of the city of Greyhawk already, so they can reuse that one if they want to, but we'll see. So that's basically all we know and this was referred to as Gamer Informer, a magazine that usually writes about video games, but they had a big scoop that Wizard of the Coast had given them access to a lot of the art, and they've been there for a day and seen probably prints and the whole shebang of it, so to speak. So they presented the books and the details from the books, and they presented a lot of the art from it. So we know some of the art. And someone, I think, without authorization, leaked the table of contents from some of these books.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
so Mike's coming on. Yes.
Yeah. So therefore we know chapter wise, and I think it was chapter 5 that was going to be world building using Greyhawk as the example. That's basically everything we know so far.
There was one other thing that they said.
Yeah.
Is because they released a little bit of a blurb. There was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, a couple of paragraphs. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And in that it said the reason that they were releasing Greyhawk was because Greyhawk hasn't been oversaturated. Hasn't been overdone. It's not like the Forgotten Realms where they've gone and done.
It's interesting that they themselves have said so.
It doesn't say that exactly.
It doesn't say Forgotten Realms, but it says that the Greyhawk hasn't been oversaturated and leaves a lot for the.
I guess they always compare it to Forgotten Realms since that's.
He's got it right there. Go ahead. There it is.
This. I'm going to come down to like the 4th line. The book fleshes out Greyhawk to illustrate how to create campaign settings of your own. Greyhawk was the original D&D game world crafted by D&D co-creator Gary Gygax. Well, first off, I'm shocked they said that because it's not. Because Blackmore's first, right? All right.
No, not really. Because
Uh,
Blackmore was never an official
okay,
D&D.
never an official. Okay,
That's
all right.
and because that's how when I do my generic
Okay.
thing, I say first
Yeah.
official setting for the world's most popular role-playing game.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair
Gonna
enough.
say
You know,
that.
If you phrase it that way, then yeah,
Greyhawk
definitely
person.
Greyhawk. Yeah.
You know, for me, it's Greyhawk or bust. So I'm being devil's advocate here. You know,
Yeah.
so everyone knows
We
that.
have a bias here. Everybody who watches this have to realize that we are all a bit biased here.
And also note, I normally don't like doing these kind of shows because they can go really off the rails.
Yeah.
Yes, Gary.
But now we have a good reason to speculate.
Yes.
Yeah, we
All right,
have
so
to.
let's continue here.
And
Now,
hello, Mike. I'm sorry.
A worthy setting to revisit on the occasion of D&D's golden anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
At least it doesn't. It says anniversary, not another word that begins with S-H-O. I'm sorry, S-H-O-W. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Will got it. It's a world bristling with classic sword and sorcery concepts, from an intrigue-laden central city to wide tracts of uncharted wilderness. Very true. Compared to many D&D campaign settings, it's smaller and less fleshed out, and that's sort of the point. It begs for DMs to make it their own. Okay, cool. And that's a Gary line, make it your own. The book leaves ample info to bring Greyhawk to life, but leaves much undetailed. I'm going to have a bone to pick shortly with Perkins. For those eager to take the plunge, an included poster map of the Greyhawk setting sets a tone, and its reverse reveals a map of the city of the same name. So who knows what they're going to do? My guess is that the Greyhawk map is going to be the Schley map, the city one. That's my guess, but I could be wrong. From
we'll see.
That era.
It will definitely be based on that one because that's the latest.
Which is
map.
based on the Malden map.
It's based on the Malden
So
map. So
I'd be shocked if they made a Greyhawk City map from scratch.
Yeah, because that's a lot of work.
No, they I think they want to, but it will be interesting if they make a new take. But since that's kind of the official TSR Wizard of the Coast that both TSR Wizard of the Coast have published previously, I think they want to stick to it. Yeah.
So, and then we go here, and this is quotes from Perkins. A big draw to Greyhawk is it's the origin place for such heroes as Morning-Kate and Tasha. Tasha, you could have picked. Come on, but
they have to pick the ones that they have used the most.
I understand that,
because they need to talk to their audience in this case.
Yeah.
They don't need to sell Greyhawk to us. We will, if they name Greyhawk, we will be like flies looking at it.
Yeah,
they need to sell it to their audience with things that that audience already knows, so to speak. So
yeah, exactly. Mike's question. That's a sellout move, but that's okay. There's this idea that the players in your campaign can be the next great world hopping. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Spellcrafting heroes of D&D. It is a campaign where heroes are born. I agree there.
Yeah.
I agree there. So, but Norker, there are a lot of heroes. As I will say, someone in chat, Dale always says to me about my campaign setting in my Greyhawk, it is a hero-based high magic D&D, AD&D campaign, and I'm fine with that. That's cool. It's a heroic style game, and I agree 100%. So, like 10 working with Ed's favorite GC staff member, Natalie. Josh, have at it. Just don't forget to talk to a certain Mr. Luke Gygax for us, please, as you promised. And I'm putting you on the spot there. There's the ever mysterious Tim. What's up, Tim? So, if Tim had more to input, I would ask him to come on, but he's kind of outside the scenes, being the Waterlands guy. So thank you for that hype train, everyone. Did I do the giveaway? Is the giveaway running?
I don't think you haven't talked about it yet.
All right,
so,
hold on. I apologize. I thought I did it. So let me.
We had an invasion of Russian bots in the beginning.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of
No,
threw
it's
you off
on.
a
It's
bit.
going. It's going.
Okay, good.
It's going. Okay. So
you haven't presented what you're giving away.
Yeah, well, we're going with 2 of Wills. I don't have any more Ravens Rook, but you get your choice. 2 more Wills here. We got Heroes of a Dark Past. Okay.
Cool.
Mermaid's Blessing. Dragon's Horde. Tomb of Zhang the Horrific. You get your choice of 2. All right. There you go. Well, thank you.
And I have the copy proof of the Spell Tome of the Council 8 is en route.
Awesome.
So Hopefully, I'll have a print version of that relatively soon.
Very, very cool. So here's what I have done already. Because you know me. Oh, and a lot of you, Thesaurus was there. I went on a tirade last night like I do on Cannon Fire sometimes. I'll tell the story real quick. I'll go. Thanks, Bob. I'll go around in a circle on this. So, and Rich Giolia, everyone knows Longitalis, agrees with me 100% on this. There's certain thing as bad business practice. And I gave him 2 examples of bad business practice, and I'm going to call them out right on stream. WotC and Catalyst Games. All right? Both of them. When you know, and one of them happened at Gary Kahn, the marketing director, who said, "Yeah, reach out to me. Here's my card. Here's my email. Here's my Discord." And then I sent her multiple messages and never even acknowledge I sent her a message. And I sent like 4. Just say, "Hey, I'm busy. I can't talk." Respond. Well, if I felt like with Catalyst, it's always that way with WotC. For them to get them to even respond to anything is a nightmare. And
she probably needed a PR and a legal and a lot of checkoffs before she was even allowed to respond to you, so to speak.
She told me to respond, to send her messages at Gary Kahn.
But that was what she probably needed to say whatever she could. She would get rid of you at the moment and then hide.
She didn't have to give me your card, Anna.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have gave you your card.
Yeah.
She should have politely blown
Are
you
you
out.
sure that? Yeah,
I doubt she has any Twitch partners that play BattleTech. The number's 0.
Yeah.
All right. So
Brad
I'm
was
just
right.
kidding a little bit, but
Yeah,
I
know,
think that there's a grain of truth in that. Before they can reach out and promise anything, they need to check. It's a big bureaucracy, and it's a big. They have a lot at stake. So to speak, that
I
they
need to talk to someone above me first. Okay. Hey, you smell like you smell like meat and cheese. I don't want to talk to you. I would have taken that over nothing. So, Mike, Jay's on a tirade right now, and we're gonna get there. How many of those people from WotC did you see at Gary Kahn?
I knew they had a panel, but I didn't see any of them.
0.
I met Amanda Harmon and Chris Perkins.
That's 2 more than any of us met, Anna.
Yeah. I've talked to them.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I said hi to Todd Kenrick.
The closest I got was seeing Mike Marles.
Yeah,
Mike Marles I talked
about.
Exactly, but he's
XO,
you know. So yeah,
I don't think they were allowed to. I think basically Gary Kahn was too much stuff was in flux. So the official stuff that came down from on top was, you can meet with people. We're just not going to have any press.
So this is what Merle's came on and all, and we put the invite out there to have them on. We had 40 guests to have one WotC person show up for that great Gabbin we did that all of us were on. Right, everyone was on, and it never happened. I have decided I am going to be Tim Robbins in the Shawshank Redemption. I'm going to send them a message every week, just like he sent a letter every week.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to do it. I already
send them
one.
And I wouldn't be surprised if in August we get them to come on here and talk about the chapter in the
nor could they maybe, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to be this pain in their ass, and I'm going to send it to personal people. I have Kenrick's personal email.
Oh yeah,
send Perkins. I'm sending them. I don't care. I've already sent some.
It'd be like 1 or 2 things that happen. You either get blacklisted or they answer you.
Like,
exactly right there.
Telling you what's going to happen.
Yeah,
because I've had enough of this shit. So acknowledge. A professional acknowledges someone who sends something and then says, "We can't help you now. I
can't say too much because I have like 3 or 4 emails I haven't responded to yet, and it's gone a couple of weeks, so I need to respond to them. So if any of you listening, I'm sorry. I will get you. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, like I said, maybe I wasn't and maybe because of that night of excess drinking that Wednesday night, everyone's thought
there was a lot of drinking.
What's that?
It was a tough convention.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and that bad Irish car bomb with Curtis, here, pour, no shot glass. Oh my God. So all right, back to that. What am I trying to accomplish with that, Troy? To get one of them on here to talk to our community.
I don't think it's going to happen, man. And
Perkins
this is
No, I
gonna
don't
be
think so.
this is why, because people tend to forget. We see our community and we see the old school community and we see everybody who's come before. We go, look at all these gamers. And we are such a small drop in that
Yeah.
big
Mhm.
bucket.
Yep.
And so they take a look and it's like, why would we spend our time talking to these guys
Mhm.
when if we go and we do this or this, we're going to reach like 10 times the audience.
And
Yeah, it's
and
nothing to do
then
with addition,
I
that's all.
totally agree with you, Will, on that one. And there's another
Nothing to do with
reason.
addition.
If they say one syllabus wrong, we will be
Rip
on
them
them
apart.
like meaning we will So
good to hear.
they have more to
This is
the
lose
hostile
than
environment.
to
We can talk
win,
to 'em.
so to speak. Yeah, because if they
Yeah.
come here and say everything right, they will get like 0.1% more sales at best.
So
And if not, we will tell 10,000 gamers that what they're doing is wrong, and they
I
will
mean,
dip
all you
by
have to
1% rather
right,
than
all you have to
yeah.
do is go and look on any of the boards and see the grognards just coming out in force.
Exactly. So
Rah,
yeah,
get off my
yeah,
lawn.
I agree.
and I wrote
agree.
I wrote a little a piece about this after the news broke a few days ago, so to speak. And one of the irony, and I'm going to say this is irony, but there is a grain of truth in this. The worst that can come from this is that if there will be a new generation of Greyhawk gamers are as stubborn as that the current or the old generation that we are, so to speak. If the new generation come in and are as stubborn as we are, that's the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah, true.
So we need to both, and that's the other thing in this is that I think we need to do two things. We need to hold Wizard of the Coast accountable. We want the new SRD. We want reasonable products that takes at least some homage to the old stuff, so to speak. That's one thing. But we also need to police ourselves to not come after yelling and screaming. Now we need to be welcoming a new generation of Greyhawk gamers that needs to find their way around this community. Meaning we've been here for 40, some of us almost 50 years. Meaning we've had doctorates. It's like Luke told us, we are the nuclear physicist of this. Meaning we have delved into this thing backwards and forwards. Meaning I've spent 2-3 hours a day for 10 years reading this stuff. We have to imagine now people are interested come in who read 10 minutes of it and want to know more. And we need to be welcoming to these people. And that's our responsibility. So I see both Wizard of the Coast have a responsibility, but we also have a responsibility to be accommodating to all the newbies. That will be awesome because that will give Greyhawk a new few decades, or at least a decade or two of life, so to speak, or more life. Yeah.
Well, like for example, everybody has pulled out their step stool and got on it and started yelling about the new races.
Yeah.
Oh, you come with this and that's not Greyhawk and blah blah. It's like, yeah, that's not the original Greyhawk. That's not the iterations that have come before.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that now that the game has changed and they want to introduce these, that necessarily that will be there. Not to mention too, what they're saying is that the new player's handbook, has these races as core. It didn't say anything about, and these are core races for that Greyhawk thing. That's
absolutely.
the 8 pages in the DMG. And even if it is, so what?
Sardian screw up the elves. I'm not going to use his version of the elves, and I can live with that. I still love what Carl Sardian did, and so sorry, Jay and Mike. Now I'm on the pedestal again, so please someone else go and I'll calm down a little bit here.
So
I'll be right back.
My point is the following. I think this is awfully arrogant of me. I don't give a shit. Okay, I think we've earned the right for someone to at least talk about what's going on, because after the stream last night, and by the way, thank you all for such great support last night. And Eric Morona says thank you, and
it was a great game.
Thank you. It was so awesome. I don't know. I mean, and then Curtis coming on as Fritz was hysterical. Josh came on. All the players were wonderful, and I really took a leap. I'm sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent now.
Oh yeah, but it was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Ed said some things, and I'll go over them in the discussion. And I was like, Ed, man, you're on your thumb is right on the pulse always. He kind of knows what's going on. Assumes and knows. I asked him that point blank question that everyone wants to know.
Yeah.
and I'll give you that answer on that shortly.
Yeah.
But like with that, I said to him, and there was a couple other people still there, and I said, Ed, what are your thoughts on? You're so accommodating coming on. Um, what the heck? What gives? Why won't they return my messages? And he goes, I don't. I don't know why they would never. They should. Someone should at least return a message. Here and there. And he says, I I have no reason why they wouldn't see why they wouldn't even come on or bring someone on. After they vetted themselves or whatever. So Ed thinks it's not a big deal. So I'm gonna work that in. I'll work that in. But
Mhm.
I'm hiding other stuff. We'll talk about it. What Ed said after the stream last night because I asked him some
I think
specific
you will
questions.
eventually. I think
Yeah.
basically it's just there's a laundry list of things to do, and with 50th anniversary and the new edition, you're
Mhm.
just unfortunately at that bottom of that list right now.
Yeah.
Because they're
And
all
they
like,
might come out
you know,
after the publication, and
oh, for
first
sure.
they listen in what
So-
we are saying, and if we come with a reasonable response, then they might engage
Well,
with us.
because
You never know.
once it comes out, they're going to want to tour all the talk shows, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm going to say this again, though, to you, me, the two. I'm sorry, Mike. The two of you and me and a couple others. It's a big deal, right? Because we're sitting here with a thumbs up right now, where we could be doing something else.
Oh yeah, but it's
So-
too early to tell.
Yeah,
They
well,
might not have made up their mind on
Yeah, you're
these
probably
things
right.
yet. So
You're
to so
probably
yeah.
right.
But
So-
Ed said a couple of good points yesterday, and
always-
one. Yeah, Ed always he's been in this business longer
Yep,
than
yep,
almost
yep, yep.
everybody alive, so he knows it. And one of them was your point, Jay, that first is where I think Ed is completely right. One of the main reasons that Wizard of the Coast putting Greyhawk in here is to make sure that the copyright is
Bingo,
renewed,
yeah.
so to speak, and
5
put in
years,
place
yeah.
every 5 years, and
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. It's
Mhm.
it's 2019
Yep.
Ghost of Salt Marsh, and now comes this. So it's a little bit overdue, but it will make the 5 year mark almost perfectly. So that makes perfect sense. I think that's one of the main reasons. The other argument, Jay, that you made and Ed agreed on was that it's a way to get our middle-aged big
some money
big
grab, too.
wallets, and money that
People
way,
love
so to
buying
speak.
maps.
Oh yeah.
the
I
maps
agree
alone,
I
yeah.
agree to some degree, but I think that is a smaller argument, so to speak, because I think we're, like Will said, we are such a small sub-community in a sub-community that I don't think that's a big thing. But if it can bring a bigger community into it, then I think what they're aiming is to get the people that were 50 years in be our age in 5 to 10 years. That's the market they want to corner, not us that are soon going out of the market. Rather than they are courting today's 40-year-olds with this rather than 55-year-olds.
See, and that's a mistake, and I'm going to tell you why. Because
Yeah?
the 40-year-olds, very few of them play Greyhawk.
Exactly. They want them to, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but I agree. But I think I think there's
Maybe
two
trade on the
reasons for
board
this
over there.
that we haven't discussed yet. One is that
it's early.
it's the 50-year anniversary. It was the original setting that
Yeah.
came with D&D. That was the first setting. That I think is the main argument to put it in there. But the people that made that argument are the top designers at Wizards that has a love for Greyhawk still, and they want it in. This decision might have been taken 5 years ago under Merles. We don't know, so to speak. So this
Thank you
might
for
have been
following.
in there. So I think that there is still some love for it, so to speak, and they wanted
there's
Greyhawk
tons.
in there. Yeah,
Yeah, there's tons.
yeah, and this is also a decision I think that is below the C-suite. It's not the top at Hasbro that makes this decision, because they don't even know one game setting from another. They don't care. They don't know. They just want the sales numbers, period. So this is a decision that I think is being made much lower among the designers at Wizards that actually know what they're
there's
doing and
no way
working.
Hasbro people said, let's put
Exactly.
Greyhawk in here.
This is not a
Yeah,
bean
no, I
counter
agree with that.
C-suite. Yeah. So
100%.
this is something that the designers and I mean, I know several of these people. I worked with them on other projects. I've met them several times and so on at Gen Con and other people. These are smart people that have been in the business longer than we have and designed more. So they know as much about this game than we do. So meaning they know what they're doing in that sense. But on the other hand, they also have the corporate overlord over them, meaning they need to produce and they need to please their employer in what they do, so to speak. But my take on this, and I'm slightly optimistic. And my main reason for this is the take on it. It's the chapter on world building and homebrew, meaning what I do every day. They are devoting a whole chapter in the new Dungeon Master's Guide to what I do, with Greyhawk as the example. I can't be anything but slightly optimistic. At least the intentions are there. At least they're saying that they want to do something I'm super interested in. So in that sense, I'm super optimistic. But they could screw it up. They could be turtles everywhere and stuff that or they might make Horn Society deviltry and uproot everything that I've kind of done, so to speak. So they might, but still, I must be optimistic. Yeah.
The number one thing the Greyhawk community, as it exists right now, needs to do right now is get their nets ready. And when all these interested people start poking their heads up, going, Greyhawk, we're going to throw a net over them, and we're going to drag them in, and then we're going to throw some back, and we're going to keep a bunch of them to grow the community. That's the number one thing that's going to come out of this.
Mike, your thoughts? You've been,
we've been babbling.
That worked really well for the Spelljammer and Planescape and Dragonlance communities.
But those were really bad.
I was going to say we have Eberron and Spelljammer and the other ones. They complain quite a bit, so we can gripe and complain quite a bit before we even worse than they are. So.
Well, I think Eberron did really well because
I think so.
It had Baker. What's his name?
Keith Baker. Yeah, Keith Baker was
Baker was driving force behind making sure that there was more stuff put out by him. And DM's Guild and stuff. I'm sorry, Mike, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I don't really have anything new to add to that. Maybe like see you guys in 2029 or something like that. Because if it's going to be every 5 years, we just get a little token thing. We've been through this before. I waved that flag all through the 4th edition era and half of 5th edition, and like now that this has happened, I'm like underwhelmed. I had got to the point where I didn't want this to happen. Now that something's happening, I'm okay with it. I'm just not as enthused as I was, say, 10 years ago for this.
Here. I remember 100% agree.
Yeah, Mike, I remember it was one of the earliest shows of Legends and Lore when it was only you and me when the Ghost of Saltmarsh came out. And we got
I was
early.
Excited then.
Yeah, I was excited, and my was like, this is just a rehash, and the most important, the things that are important in the book, meaning the rules about seafaring and stuff, is an appendix at the end, and everything else had already been published.
No, that was too. That was the Ships in the Sea from 2nd edition, verbatim.
Exactly. So there was a rehash. It was no new material, and the other irony is that it was Wolfgang Bauer that put it together.
And he show Anna on Gabbin and said, it's just a rehash.
Yeah, he wanted my maps in there, but Wizard of the Coast said no. So that was the other irony. So I've been critical before, so I'm more optimistic about this one than I was about Saltmarsh. Yeah,
I don't have any optimism or expectations. The bar is really low for whatever is going in this DM's guide. It's a DM's guide for goodness sakes.
Yeah. Lorcalon has
happens after that is what we're all hype about.
Yeah. And Lorcalon has a good question. When will they set the Greyhawk pre-wars 3 and what time frame will they use, so to speak? And
they'll probably set it at the end of
it's all mixed together.
What did they didn't even give a timeline for Saltmarsh, did they?
No.
It was after From the Ashes. Because they can do basically they don't even need to pick one. They just go, it's Greyhawk and boom, and there it is.
Yep. My guess is that I don't think they will give a timeline, or they will not follow. I think they will just present the building blocks of it, so to speak. I use as a big villain, the Grey Kingdom as a big empire, etc. And if I would re-release Greyhawk, that's the approach I will take. I will present it as a Lego, and then you can build your own house from it, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's a set. Here you have Scarlet Brotherhood is one of these hidden sects that are running a weird evil thing down there. IUS is a demon overlord that is coming. The Great Kingdom is the crumbling big empire, and so on and so forth. And then you can play with that. I would even present different versions of like Great Kingdom, one more vital, one less, one fallen apart and stuff, and then the DM could pick which one they liked.
It's not happening in 8 pages.
That's why I'm thinking. That's why That's why I think we will get like little snippets, simple building
It's gonna be
blocks
like
to
the
work with.
folio.
Exactly.
Like the folio.
It's less.
Yeah.
The folio is way bigger than 8 pages.
I
Not
might be
by
a little more
much.
cynical because
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
but
what is the 5e Forgotten Realm setting? It's the Sword Coast.
yes.
Yeah.
So
That's
to
it, just a
them,
little bit.
the world of Greyhawk may just be that little area
Around
We-
the
we
city.
might
We
get-
know
we
the
might get
city's
the-
involved. We know the Greyhawk city's
Yeah.
Oh
involved.
yeah, we
Yeah,
might get the
that's
city,
all
we
it
might
is.
get Wild
Yeah.
Coast and the
Yeah.
Cairns, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
might be it, so
Yeah,
to speak.
it could be something just like that, where
Mhm.
it's that has the map, and then basically everything that's in those 8
We're
pages
not
is
getting blood
everything
pressure up.
around
Mhm.
So
Greyhawk City.
I want to answer Patrick and Ancient Gamer's question
Yeah.
right now. Okay? And I think you weren't on when I said this. Patrick, I did a short 5 hours ago about this topic, light or dark for Greyhawk. You know, bring me your ideas, or bring me questions, or come watch. And I got 500 views on it in 5 hours, blowing away any other short I've ever done.
Yep.
So the reason we're doing this show tonight too, and we got 8 people on already with no raids, is the same reason. Discussion like this gets people wanting to get involved.
Yep.
That's why I'm doing it.
Mhm.
That makes sense?
My
opportunity-
Greyhawk Adventures group
Yeah.
in this past week
Yes, listen to
gave
this.
400 members
400 members added to his Facebook
Yep.
group.
in a week.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
Get
that's
involved
why
in what, Wiley? This discussion. And once again, there are things that can happen. It could be super, super vital to this community because there's stuff in place already that we're sitting by waiting for something to happen. We're
Yeah.
waiting for a go ahead. So just
Mhm.
that is why this conjecture is, and it's fun, a little bit of fun. I don't, I told the story
Yeah.
about them not responding.
Well, but
Me, I give a
it's-
bug up my ass all the time.
Yeah.
So
But
about stuff.
one of the good things
Yeah.
in this is that the good thing is that it's coming out in like 6 months. It will be much worse if they say, "Oh, we're going to do a Greyhawk Gazetteer coming 2027," and then kept us all on the sidelines.
And
the
I
whole
doubt that's going to be the case.
No, but
yeah.
meaning that will be if I were the corporate overlord who wanted to screw up the market and the
Yeah.
community, that's what I would do. I would simply say that we're going to do the best, coolest thing ever in the world, but it's 3 years from now, and then make everybody else vacate and give us the open playing field, so to speak, and then roll out the big thing, so to speak.
I
Yeah.
know this is going to sound awfully, awfully arrogant and probably wrong, okay? But our buddy Ed has also said that like what we do here in the community is the right track and we're doing it right. And he kind of learned from us a little bit when he started up his Patreon, he started up his YouTube,
Yeah.
and look how successful he is now. And he said to us, he said, keep on doing what you're doing. You have someone's attention. Now, I'm not saying that they put Greyhawk in the book because of us, but
No,
what
but
I'm-
it's
what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that all of these publications that you have all put out in the last year or so. All right, let me get the
Mhm.
pile. It's right here.
or the combined effort of the Greyhawk community the last couple of years,
Right.
4 or 5 years.
This is just what, 6 months?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah,
is 6 months.
I think, yeah. But I think it will be done the last 5 years as a community is probably paid off now in that, or might come back to bite us depending on how you see things.
if we can take us, the community, hey, I'd love to have a viewer average double what I have now. I bet you every other stream out there that says, how the hell am I ever going to get the partner? We'd love to have 20 to 30 more viewer average because of this.
Yeah.
Or Wiley's and Mateus's, blog,
Greyhawk.
right? Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Or Mike starts his blog back up.
Yeah.
It gets hits
Now
like
is the
crazy.
time.
'cause
Now
of
is the
this.
time.
Now's the time.
If you want to do
The pressure's
Greyhawk
not doing
content
it,
and
is
have
it,
Right?
Mike?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
Mhm.
I got to refigure. I got to rethink the strategy we all need to do for virtual GrowCon. We got to rethink about this and figure out how to get it out to get it out there, because that's going to be a huge thing in October. Because that's right when the books are going to come out. The books was come out in September.
Yeah, I'm not. That's when the player's handbook
So-
is coming out for Gen Con, right? And I thought I'm not sure exactly when the Dungeon Master's Guide is coming out. Monster Manual is not until 2025 early, I think.
What's that? No, I think the one book's coming out at Gen Con.
Oh yeah, Player's Handbook
Yeah.
Gen Con. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
DMG coming out at the same time or is
Well,
it later. And yeah,
Let's talk about this. And thank
Take a
you, Will and Jeremy, for giving this to me.
February
And
2025.
by the way,
Okay, thank you.
I want to give Will the credit. Will's the one that. Oh no! All right, I hit the wrong button. We get to see Tim. We get to see
Hey,
Tim.
Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, no volume. Oh,
Mhm.
denied.
It's there.
Oh yeah, we yeah. mhm.
Oh, that's right, Hunter.
There you go. The ever mysterious Tim ripping tongues out. So
Mhm.
special play event, the 20
November is the DMG.
Yeah, so it's this year.
Okay, good. Yeah, so it's not that. It's not that far then. So it's
Yeah,
about
it's
6-8
I'm
months. So
intrigued.
yeah.
We also want to keep their hands off of what we. So psych. We're going to talk about that too. I guarantee it. Special play event 2024 D&D Open all weekend long. 3 sessions of play. Are you ready for this? Because they're sticking their nose in places I don't like them sticking their nose. My beloved Celine. So the competitive D&D event returns. Yolan, the Elf Queen of Celine.
Mhm.
So at
And
least-
she's the one that is on the she's the elven wizard that has the 2 hands. The one is frosty and one is fiery on the player's handbook. That's
Yep.
that's Yolande.
She's breaking
Yeah.
out.
so
Some people might not like that depiction. I kind
What?
of she does. Yeah. Well,
I had heard.
I'm not
and
going to mention it. It's the wrong word to mention.
I had
Yeah.
heard, and I don't know how true this is.
Yeah.
I would have to go back and look that it was done off of the description that Gygax gave her in the Gourd book.
Oh, good. That is amazing.
Because here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to talk, I've talked with people about this a number of different times about artwork
promise to get
and
to that.
D&D. Because
Yeah.
they had this big thing about coming down on the art of
It's my
D&D
area.
in the old days and blah blah blah, and these are a bunch of obviously people who are not artists talking about how it was all what Western European centric, bunch of white folk and blah blah blah, so forth and so on. And it's like, look, you have to understand from an artist's point of view, when you start as an artist and you're doing stuff, you have to consciously make an effort to not visualize yourself in your work.
Yep.
So if you're a white male that's doing the piece, when you start visualizing it, what do you visualize it as first? And then it takes a
Right,
wider mind
right.
and a more of a, especially you're talking about a time before the internet, before these different things. And they did it wrong back then from the text, though.
Yep.
That's what blows me away. Because if you go back and you read the DMG, the monster manuals and the player's handbooks and different stuff, you know, Greyhawk's full of a bunch of brown people is basically what it is. You know,
The
dwarves
flan and stuff are being
dwarves and certain gnomes, right? And like the
a
only
lot of
ones that
olive
are-
skins
Nah,
and stuff like that.
Right.
In
Yeah.
even in the racial descriptions are kind of
Yeah.
varied.
No,
So
they're full,
we
yeah.
you can't accuse the old Greyhawk for a lot of stuff,
Dave.
but there is a variety of skin color in those
Yeah.
descriptions for good, I think. And this
Yeah.
and I like my old flan to be like the initial Europeans, meaning kind of fairly dark skin, kind of slightly African looking people, but with blue eyes and stuff like that, meaning people that don't exist today. It's so cool to have the flan being some sort of humanity that maybe once existed that we think from looking at DNA and stuff. But that's just my personal preference to think of the flan as something that doesn't even exist today or rarely exists, so to speak. But it's so we can kind of there's so many different ways you can go, and even Gare himself has a lot of interesting. If you read those transcripts from forum discussions and stuff like that, he had afterwards in the early 2000s and late 1990s when people start asking him these questions,
Thanks, Patrick.
and he looks like someone at Wizard of the Coast read those and got inspiration from them and the Gourd books, which is really cool.
So there's going to be a level 4 adventure, and it calls
Yeah.
for your aid to thwart the new evil presences taking root near an infamous old site. Well, it's probably in Celine. What's that? What's that place north? What's? Oh my God!
What do you mean
It's
north?
right north of Enstad.
Oh, you mean the on that
There's
moon
you know,
moon? Hang on a second,
is
I'm
the
getting the
Moonarch
map
of
here.
Celine? There's something right there.
Yeah, yeah, it's the moon arc. I think
Yeah.
it's the moon. Hang on a
No,
second.
no. Yeah. My guess
It's
is
the moon arc of Sehanin.
that's
Yep.
what I think it's going to be. I could be wrong.
That would be cool. That would be cool because I have ideas. I'm
Yeah,
working on that for my
I
next
could be
Elven
wrong.
campaign. So I like some input. Yep. Mhm.
Thanks, Patrick. So it's a tournament, takes place, which is cool. Baldwin Games, so and there you go. He probably is under an NDA, so he can't tell us anything. But just note that's going on at Gen Con.
Cool that they're
I
doing
hadn't
it.
heard about that.
I didn't even know the Adventurers League at GaryCon was Greyhawk. I didn't know
I don't
that.
think it was until right now.
No, I don't think it was.
No, I was told from Eric Mengi that it was Greyhawk.
Oh, this year
no.
at this game?
Gary
No,
Con.
They did because basically because this is how Adventures Leagues work. Adventure Leagues has adventures that support whatever the latest adventure path that WotC has put out. So like when they did Against the Giants, there's a bunch of adventures that they write that are all based in and around and take part like quests that run parallel.
well, hang on a second. It was
from
the
that
Giants,
big
so
book.
maybe that was an homage to Greyhawk too, but not
The
outspoken.
one that was I forget the name of it.
It was 5e. Yeah, Jeremy says it was there.
There was one that
yeah.
they did that was an
Okay.
homage to
It was the
Temple of
Giant
Elemental.
stuff. Yeah.
But
Dave
like when they
I want to show you
so-
something.
so
Whoops.
when they did Salt Marsh, there you go. You got a bunch of stuff that was Salt
I
Marsh
wanna show you
adjacent
something.
that kind of came out, and that's how they
Lindsay Sterling.
do the adventure path. I mean the Adventures League stuff. It
But
works
it's
in
no living
conjunction.
Greyhawk.
Well, no, nothing's
No,
living Greyhawk
no.
since living Greyhawk.
Yeah, they're just playing whatever current thing is
So
out.
you want to see the Lost City of the Soul?
Whoa, look at
There's
that.
the Lost City of the Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Guess where you're going to see the Lost City of the Soul? You're going to see it at Virtual GrowdCon 5. Guess who's going to write it all up? William Henry Dvorak. It's going to be on my table. So yes, so this is going to be the Lost City of the Soul. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Look at that. That's awesome.
Yes. I'm just showing some stuff. Yeah. All right. So we got to go.
First draft is basically done. The only thing that I haven't written up
There you go.
in the first draft yet is some stats. It's 184
Yes,
pages.
BB. And this was. That's awesome. So
So
we already got this planned. We've already had meetings on what we're doing 3D print wise for 2024. So Jeremy Gamescape 3D is already working on this. It's going to be shipped over. So I'm debating, and the negative is this: I'm debating whether or not I'm going to do the joust this year with that on my table. But I think I'm going to run a couple events with that for Virtual GrowdCon 5. Okay. So, and with Will running it all up for me. All right. Make sure you put Thrommel in that adventure. Moose, you keep it up with that. You guys are really going to be in for it when I tell you when this secret project gets.
he's just a vampire. Don't give him a
When
name.
this secret project gets is on.
We don't know.
Bye
so-
bye
so-
Belvoir. Hello Thrommel. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
So
we'll
I've
see.
already
Yeah.
said. I already have one thing that's happening. So all right. So we know when stuff's coming out. We don't know anything about it. We don't know what's in the 8 pages. We don't know who did the map. We don't know. We don't know who did the Greyhawk map, the Greyhawk City map. We don't know any of that. Someone knows, right? Someone knows somewhere. I was Troy. If you're on, were you watching Mike Shea yesterday morning? Let me know. Were any of you watching Mike Shea? Open
Nope.
Gary was based on the Lost Cavern Showcase. That's right. That's right, Jeremy. That's what it was. It was sneak peek. Yeah, it was. It was part of Showcanth.
So
It's
it's
just-
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Yep.
Showcanth. Yeah. So
Yep.
Mike Shea was talking about this. Didn't realize I was on. And he's like, he was pretty funny. So, and you can watch his. You were
I'll have
Doc,
to go-
and he goes.
have to go
He said
watch
the
that.
he said the following. He's like, "Yeah, they're putting Greyhawk in as I have no idea why they're doing this, nor do I care, nor do I think it's a big deal at all." And then I started type. I mean, it was Mike Shea saying this. I started typing in. And he's like, "Oh, hey Jay, hey Lucas, I didn't even realize you were watching." And he's like, "I guess it's a
He
big
said
deal."
that.
He goes, "I
We'll
guess it's a big deal for you." Yeah, I was on. I was on the whole time, Doc. I
Oh,
was,
that's awesome.
I
We'll
was
see if they
looking.
cut it out in the edited
Yeah.
version.
I was
will look-
looking,
yeah.
and then I said, "Well, you know, my hope is it brings more people back into it, and I hope there's positive." So we went on that discussion. Yeah, it was really hysterical. But to Mike Shea and the Forgotten Realms and all your, it's not a big deal at all.
No, for them
Not
it's just one
it's a
chapter of the
blip.
DMG.
It's
Yeah.
a blip. That's it
Mhm.
to them. It doesn't matter. And that's another thing that I think we're getting
And,
lost.
and
Yeah.
we probably overdo it too, because if it's 8 pages in a chapter and there's a map in it, so that's effectively like 7 pages or something, then we might get a few snippets and a few ideas for building your game world. Might be nothing to be hyped over, either positive or negative. It might mention Greyhawk, and
Right.
it might be like a
Yeah.
salt marsh by a chapter. So
The
and there
number
might
one
not be any turtles or little cat people or whatever they want to plug. They might not even be mentioned. So instead of being the wonderful new injection or the horrible end of Greyhawk as we know it, neither of positive or negative, it might be a poof that nothing come out of it of note, so to speak. So yeah.
What's going to dictate whether or not anything else happens with this forthcoming is the response from the people who
Yeah.
buy the book.
Mm-hmm.
If the book, when it sells, gets a lot of people saying, "Hey, this is great. We would
Mhm.
like to see more with it," that's when you'll see something more happen. If they get sold and people just go,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's kind of cool. Let's go play some Forgotten Realms,"
Yep.
then you ain't going to see anything else happen with it. There's probably nothing on the slate to be published or done with this, and it'll
Thanks,
just be
Patrick.
what the response is.
Yeah, because to
Curtis.
choose Greyhawk as the example for how to homebrew sends a message to me that they're not reinventing a large line of Greyhawk products. It's not what they're intending, because then they would have
Yep.
put Greyhawk somewhere else, presenting it in some other reason. Now they're presenting it as a way for DMs to tinker at home with.
It's a
And
trial
that's-
bubble.
Yeah, but it might also be a way of making an homage to put it out there, but not doing anything with it. That to
Yeah.
me, it sends that signal
All right.
more than anything.
So let's get there, Gary. Let's get there. So here's the thing. The number one thing is, will it open to DM's Guild? Now, I will go
Yeah.
last. I'm going to go last out of the panel here, and you all can say your piece down here too. So give us your thoughts and reasons behind what you think. And if you're just guessing,
Mhm.
it's okay. But so Mike.
Okay, hey, no. Here's why.
Okay.
It's in the DM's guide. Because any other time they put a game setting out for fair game, it was usually through a module, right? So I think it's going to be some kind of another loophole exception for them to skip it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Will, what's your thoughts?
No, I don't think they do. I'm pretty much right along with Mike on this. I don't think they open up the DM's Guild. I don't think they open up D&D Beyond like they're starting to do now. Hell, they're starting to put third-party stuff onto D&D Beyond now.
Beyond, yeah.
Yeah, MCDM's going up there now. So go figure that. So no, I don't think they will, because I think that what the reasons they don't do anything with it now pretty much stands. They just strip the IP out of Greyhawk to put in Forgotten Realms into other stuff, and they will probably just continue to do that. And like I said,
Not
the
much left.
only the only way that they would is if that map and that 8 pages from the DMG gets the fans that are not already Greyhawk, that 90% of the player base goes, "Hey, we want to see some more Greyhawk." That's when you see it. Otherwise, I don't think they do anything with it.
Cynically, like the DM's guide I have now, the 5e DM's guide I own currently, The only thing I reference is the magic item section.
This is the only saving grace that I throw in there, though, Mike. The map. They put a big ass
different.
map in, and you know the effect of I mean, the Darlene map is a great example of what the effect of a map can have. How many basements and how many gaming rooms have that map on the wall? The Darlene map.
40 years after it was published.
Right?
Yeah.
Tons. So
Mhm.
if it's a good map, it you know, and it sparks the imagination of the player base that isn't familiar with Greyhawk, then you're going to see something happen with it. But, you know, that's the only way I could see it. Aside from that, I don't think it gets opened anywhere else. I don't think it's on the drive-through. I don't think it gets on D&D Beyond. That's my personal opinion.
Okay,
Yep.
Anna, what about you?
Okay, now those were good arguments. Now I'm going to counter it because I think there's a counter argument. I can't say you are wrong and I'm right. It's not this. But I'm going to have a couple of counter arguments. First, go back to when it was 5e was called D&D Next. It was kind of an attempt to save a dying D&D because Paizo was holding the flag high and Pathfinder was doing great and D&D was in the doldrums. They put together a little crack team to whip out a new edition that was going to save the game. I don't think they had that huge hypes and hopes that it will be take over the world and be the RPG world, so to speak. And then the success came roaring like crazy, and it became a freight train and brought D&D and tabletop role-playing into the public eye as never before. That success was not something that Wizard of the Coast expected or planned for. It came. Even the movie was not followed up by huge things. So we have a couple of examples of them doing things without super planned or overthinking it, so to speak, just to see it like a test balloon to see if it works. The Greyhawk might be this thing. They put it in there and because they love it and then see what happens. So things can take off. We've seen that in history, so to speak. So, but now I'm going to do the counter argument about DM's Guild. DM's Guild, what if they want to turn, I mean, in D&D Beyond is the official platform for content from big publishers and stuff that is the more curated. They invite certain publishers, partners that sound special agreements, whatever. What if they want to keep the DM's Guild as the basement, so to speak, where homebrew tinkers and stuff to monetize it? Because if you're sitting up there counting money, then you realize that instead of having 5,000 creators putting stuff on Patreon and on websites and peddling little PDFs here and there, they want two things out of this. They want money from it, and crucially, they want to know who's doing what, who's buying it, who's playing. And by simply saying, well, come and publish that on our platform. We take 50%, you get 50%. And then doing it. So maybe they're going to try and monetize the homebrew by putting it on more of it on DM's Guild, because that will be a smart business move. They will give homebrew creators a platform, and it will give Wizard of the Coast a 25-30% of cut because the bookshelf or one bookshelf or whatever the company behind it. No, that's actually Roll20 now, so they might need to reinvent the D&D Beyond or sorry, DM's Guild somewhere else. So but I wouldn't be surprised at all if we get a platform somehow to monetize our stuff.
That would be D&D Beyond.
Yeah,
because they're already selling out of D&D.
Yeah, so there might be a basement structure in like a lower tier market or something in D&D Beyond where small creators can put their stuff curated and they will take a lot of the money for it. So my guess is that it's probably someone at Wizards they want two things. They want money from us, and they want to know who we are, who we're gaming with, when we're doing it, so they can target us for future projects. They want our data and they want our money. And by sucking us in to produce stuff, if they can get me to produce all my stuff, or Will and others, and to blog there to simply release homebrew content on their platform, they will gain a bunch, so to speak. So I think we might see a concerted attempt to bring that in-house somehow, so to speak, or by a partner or something, so to speak. That was so my guess is that I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see something. But on the other hand, Wizard of the Coast is a graveyard for attempts in this. So even if they have all the intentions in the world to do this, it might still backfire big time. But they also have one or two runaway successes. And the first one was the card game, so to speak, that took off like gangbusters.
I didn't
And then
know.
5e that took off as gangbusters. So Magic the Gathering and 5e, those are the two big successes of Wizards. So
Carl Speckerleaf, everyone.
hello.
Oh, hey,
So yeah,
Josh.
so
What a
I wouldn't be surprised if we get our outlet, so to speak, where
Okay.
we can work from. Yeah.
I would love for that to happen, but here's the thing: this is the reason why I don't think it will, is
Yeah.
because they've had the opportunity. It's nothing but
Mhm.
flipping a switch and giving permission. And
Yeah.
I think the reason they don't is, for one, like I said, with stripping out the good stuff. But for two, I think they don't do it for, they don't want to have too many worlds, and they don't want to have worlds that doesn't really fit their image right now. That's why Dark Sun
Well,
isn't available.
But
I want to hear Jay's.
there's been some changes, right? The court case
Yep.
has completed, which loosens things up. And
Right.
there has been published Greyhawk works
Mhm.
now. I mean, including AL stuff as early as
We just showed it. Yeah.
you know, Elisa Teague's retake on Alan Hammock's Ghost Tower of Inverness, which was an awesome adventure where it starts back with what's his doodle dreidel saying, remember how you stole that gem for us? Yeah,
Soul
it's
gem.
actually caused a cataclysm
Mhm.
of things and we need you to put it back.
Yeah. As long as
Uh,
it's packaged in neat little modules,
So-
so to speak, that doesn't have a big Greyhawk logo on the top. As long as it's not setting material, it's modules and adventures and stuff, then they're
You're
good.
saying it's because it's still not accessible to the rest
Well,
of us.
they don't want siloed settings like we had in the 90s. They're still terrified of that scenario. I think they want to do everything to not end up in having people, birthright people, Greyhawk people.
But they have that
Scotlands.
already on
Yeah.
DM's Guild with all the settings already on there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but the settings are second. It's D&D, it's 5e stuff. That's it, so to speak.
But
Yeah.
them publishing something and DM's Guild doing something are two
But
different
we are setting people. Especially me. I'm probably worse than everybody in this. Meaning, if it's Greyhawk, I play it. I don't care about the rules. I want the source material for the setting. Most D&D gamers, at least this generation, for them is like it's a cool adventure. It has some cool mechanics, a cool archetype, and some cool spells. I'll get it,
All
and
right.
then they play it. Yeah.
Are you ready for my take?
Yep.
Half of it's not me. I don't know if I did this live or not, but I asked Ed the blank question last night. What are his thoughts? With all this going on, and I said to him point blank, Josh, you were long gone. Thanks for playing yesterday, by the way.
Thanks.
I don't
was
think
good- it was good,
think
yeah.
Eric Mona knew what to say back for a bit when you was like, "What wedding?" At the wedding. That was awesome.
Mhm.
That was really funny.
Carl was in a box.
Yes, yeah, he was.
He was in a chest with a black leather something.
So I asked Ed. I said, Ed, what are your thoughts? Are they going to open up DM's Guild for Greyhawk? And Ed's response was this: there is no reason they should not if they're putting it in the Dungeon
Mhm.
Master's Guide book.
Yep.
And then he said the following. He said something to the effect that there are people there that are listening. Okay? There are people there that are listening. And I'm not going to go into the details on this, but Ed has a one-up on them for something that he's told Anna and me in the past that they're scared to death of. So I have, all right, like he's got them over a barrel. Ed does. He can do whatever he wants now, as you can see. So I think they're taking, like, Ed's giving them advice on things, and I think they're actually listening to him. So
Good, they should.
yeah. So my thought is, I'm going to actually, once in my life with Greyhawk and with the powers that be, I'm going to say it's going to happen. And the reason I'm going to be that positive is a couple of us are sitting on something that we really want to do that is going to be awesome for the community, and we're just sitting here right now. I'd rather be writing. Don't say that, Josh. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Say it, Josh.
Yeah.
I said nothing. I said nothing. I said nothing in detail. So I think it's going to happen. That's my opinion.
It'd be nice if it did, but at the same time, you know what? We don't need it.
We don't, and
Right?
that's the next direction. We've got the first hour done here. That's the direction I think we should take this. Is what we're going to do in the next 4 to 6 months, right?
For the Lakafka archive stuff, which is all AD&D, we don't care. We're just gonna keep, you know.
Right?
I mean, again, as I mentioned last night, his partner, Gary, is so delighted for all the work that y'all have done. Anna, Will, Troy,
Especially. Yeah.
yes, especially Troy,
It's
and
awesome
others.
stuff.
Yeah, it's not gonna. It doesn't stop us from continuing to publish anything, and it got run. One of them got run at by Wiley. He ran 4 sessions, and every time I walked up to that table, it was full, and everyone was engaged and playing Leonard games, and like his partner said, Leonard's gonna have a busy year. Sounds like Leonard's gonna have a busy year this next year. That made him really happy, and he wants to make sure that anyone who's helping to keep his memory alive like this, just a really warm thank you he gives us all.
So what do we do?
I sent him actually a picture of Wiley running the game. He liked that.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think I took a couple pictures of different Wiley moments.
That's awesome. I have no faith in this new Greyhawk. Look, I'm going to be bluntly honest on those 8 pages. I don't care how good or how bad they are. I don't care. I don't think any of us should care. Where they going to throw? They're going to throw the freaking Mona Lisa in there? No, it's a way to get people back into the community.
I want. So my son plays in Greyhawk. He's 13 and he plays almost exclusively in Greyhawk.
Good job, Dad. Good job.
Yeah. I've got him. We're signed up to play in a game with the Order of the Owl folks in July. That's AD&D, but I mean he mainly plays in 5th edition, and it would be nice to play some games in Greyhawk with kids and
That's it, guy. Yeah, I agreed. So my suggestion is the following. Me personally, and I think let's all brainstorm this while we have, and then please, the chat's going super as fast as I've seen it right tonight, and thank you. Yeah, and I want to hear it. Here's Mike's suggestion. I've been nagging Fantasy Grounds to convert City of Greyhawk and Greyhawk Ruins for the AD&D rule set for 5 years, I think. And Watsy has said no. I'm hopeful they will say yes next time. Well, that's good to hear that you're still doing that, Mike. That's awesome to hear. That because that would be fantastic to have that stuff. Absolutely, 100%. So, number one, and like I said, Will spurned a lot of this on. I've rethought the way I've gone to market with social media. I've put in Greyhawk in big caps on it in front on the tag in front of every stream I'm doing. Right. I was considering changing my name, but I'm not doing that. I'm not going to change because that's just too much of a mess. Putting like Greyhawk by Lord Gazumba or something like that.
I really wish I could have thought of something stupid before you said that.
It's too long. It's too long. I'm just going to leave the Twitch and the YouTube's the same. But I'm going to do more shorts based on this conjecture discussion because I think that really hits people. Short attention span theater, but I think we all need to figure out a way to bring more people into the community. Now's the time because I think the what do you call it? The flames have been lit. The gas was lit by this. So I need ideas to figure out how we can make Virtual GrowdCon 5 the biggest one we've ever had. That I need. I think we need to do that. Sign up start the end of June for that. Now I am going from the 15th to the 22nd of June. So after this week, which was crazy, I got some time. So we need to start thinking about how we need to get. Yeah, I'm doing shorts, Lomas. I'm doing shorts like, as many as I can in the time I can do. So
I think probably just the number one thing is like what I was saying with you is make sure that you're attaching Greyhawk to whatever you're doing, because we're really going to probably not have to do an awful lot. People are just going to start looking for it, is basically what it is. And even if it's like 20% of the new fan base looks for it, that's a huge bump.
Yes, absolutely.
Hell, even if it's just 10%, that's a huge bump, And so I think that's pretty much it. It's like when I post stuff up on the X, I do the hashtag Greyhawk on there, so that it, can trend on that if anything else or however the hell that works. So it's like I don't stream anymore or anything. So it's like if I were like how Jay is, it's like make sure that you have Greyhawk in the title and stuff like that. That's one of the things that back when I did and I streamed Greyhawk Adventures. That's the thing. It was Greyhawk was in the title. It wasn't the show, but it was the title of the episode thing. So.
I've been putting it as the very first in caps, as you can see below.
Yep.
I even did it with Rob Kuntz's one yesterday. I put Rob's name first. I put Greyhawk first.
Yep.
So
That's
I'm
a good
trying.
idea.
Any little thing, I feel good to using 5e mechanics in Greyhawk settings. Then don't. I've never used 5e mechanics in Greyhawk. I play 1e, 2e still. You don't have to use 5e. Play
I played a 5e
5e
game with you, Jay.
What's that?
I played a 5e game with you.
So have I.
So
Yeah, we
have
came
I.
dead last.
Exactly, we came dead last.
Hey, when we played
Oh, that's
5e
right.
with
That's the first
me,
time we ever
Jay,
played together.
you guys threw stuff down into a hole and let demons loose. Oops.
That's, oh my gosh, funny stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, but
good
that's what
time.
we need to do. We need to figure out a way to push that out. So, because no one else is going to do it but us. Other thoughts on that? Other thoughts on?
Well, first of all, for me, the rules I'm not particularly interested when it comes to Greyhawk. Meaning, I've ran proper 5e maybe for 2 months out of almost 40 years of Greyhawk gaming. So the rules, meaning I haven't used the rule system that Greyhawk has come out with since Living Greyhawk Gazetteer 2000. Then I used third edition, but that book didn't have any crunch in it. So when third edition came out, there were a couple of years I actually used the rules but there were hardly no adventures. So official Greyhawk content, I basically never used the rule system since mid 90s. That's the last time I used a Greyhawk product with the Greyhawk logo and used the mechanics in them. I haven't done that since the mid 90s or the late 90s. That's it. Since then, I've always used another rule system. So I'm so used to that. I take the setting data and then I plug it into whatever rule system I'm using. And then I think I will continue to do forever, so to speak. So I've never played since as intended in that sense. So that's nothing new for me.
Well, yeah, I mean the rules are rules, and no one plays by the exact same rules anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
So
well, that's like it even says it in their thing where they're talking about it, and this is what's always been said: make what Greyhawk your own. Your Greyhawk is your own Greyhawk. There is no canon Greyhawk after the dice hit the table.
Yeah, and now we get it.
Everyone is different.
Yeah, and in the DMG is the example of making homebrew. So I love that they made the chapter of homebrew into Greyhawk. So yeah.
I love the meme that's going around from Shogun where it's got the woman who says, Anjin says he has not read the rule book in 40 years. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No, but I want to see it.
It's basically the two screens where it's like he says this, and then because in Shogun it's always
it.
Yeah, she refines it, and it's like Anjin says he's not read the rule book in 40 years. It's like, I mean, a lot of us, were there the same fights? Did we talk about this? Were there the same discussions when From the Ashes and the Greyhawk Wars stuff came out? I gotta imagine there were. There must have been some real flamers. Like, this is not, remember Len? Len didn't play any of the Greyhawk Wars stuff.
Every edition's been that way. And to tell you the truth, when I was younger, I liked the Greyhawk Wars and From the Ashes.
And now that you're older,
I don't. I don't, because it took away the one thing that now that I'm older and I like it, is the creativity to do what I want with it. I don't want them telling me how the war happens or what happens from there. I prefer the folio and box set original setup, and then and then everything else from that point should be just like open-ended. Hey, this might happen,
I
or
do
you
what I
maybe
want.
drop that in. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I do what I
I
want.
think there's a yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
The weird thing nowadays, I see all content, whether it's published by TSR or Wizard of the Coast, or put on a blog by one of you guys, or any other Greyhawk creator, so to speak. I take all of that in and consider it. Oh, is that
Yep.
cool? Do I want that for my Greyhawk? Whether it's, and I will simply, whatever they put in the DMG, that will be add to my raw material I can work with, so to speak.
Mhm.
So to me, it's nowadays there is no difference. Meaning, if Drew Carthan comes up, Rick Miller comes up with something cool, or Mike, or you will, or someone put something blog, or and I was like, oh, that's super cool. Then I'll use it. And same thing with Wizards. So I don't see much nowadays. I'm so jaded. I don't see any difference between published content and fan made. For me, it's
Right.
all
Oh, I
it's Greyhawk
agree. I
material.
agree.
It's raw material to be used in games. Yeah.
Troy was touching on something that Jay was talking about earlier, which is branding and stuff. And it's like, you know, what we should all be asking ourselves, and this is what Troy wrote in the chat, if you guys saw, is how to put in that metadata and all that other stuff, so that with the influx of new Greyhawk fans, how can we be welcoming
Yep.
and not
Exactly.
gatekeepy,
Mhm.
and not like,
Yep.
I've been doing this for 42 years and this is
Yep.
how it's done. It's more like,
Absolutely.
I've been doing this for 42 years and I love you. Come
Well,
play
and
at my
also we
table.
need new ideas. Meaning, we've done this so long and that we don't have any new
One
ideas.
plus one
maybe.
per level.
So
sorry.
The
come
number
new
one-
ideas is awesome. Yeah.
The number one thing you do is don't tell them how they're doing it wrong. Well, I mean, who the hell does that anyway? It's
I
like,
don't
no.
There
know.
is no
Yeah,
right.
it's
The
like-
place
There
doesn't
is no right or
exist.
wrong.
I get told
It's-
I'm wrong
it's your
every
table.
Thursday night by my own players.
Yeah.
Well, that's your players. That
I'm
they're
kidding.
supposed to. Those are
Yeah.
the ones who are supposed to tell
It's
you
because you
that.
cheat.
Yes, I cheat. I always
But
cheat.
yeah, that's like the one thing I saw is like Tankar's Tavern did the thing with, and he kind of touches on it pretty good, because basically he's talking about how
Have to
new
ban
races in Greyhawk, right? And it's like, you know, should you have them? And he's talking about, yeah, and these are different ways that you can incorporate them and keep the flavor of
Mhm.
how Greyhawk is.
That's
So don't go,
blasphemous, Will. I'm sorry.
and don't go right. And so
You
don't
mentioned
don't
Tenkar
go.
on
It's
my
like
channel. It's a blasphemous
tiefling,
act.
tiefling. You can't
Jeez.
play a tiefling, and then you know what I mean. It's like,
Well, I
but-
mean,
Oh, sorry.
is that
What-
do you have a big rivalry with Tankar or something?
No,
I
it's just
No.
it's just shit doesn't
Jay's being
stick.
a jackass. So,
mine's
wait,
Matt Colville.
it's not.
So, you
it's
know,
not.
me and him.
It's not. Yeah.
Cool,
It's
I don't have any
not.
problem.
There's not a lot. So, like, let's take what are those elemental races that they introduced in 5th edition?
Oh,
Too
I know what you're talking about. God bless America.
But
And
there's, you know,
old
like
man
in
Genasi.
the
Thank you.
best,
Genasi.
Genasi.
yeah, the
That's
Ganassi. So
Yeah.
in the best version of the Temple of Elemental Evil, the Return to the Temple of Elemental Evil, the one where we have a vampire Thrommel.
Stop.
Yeah,
Why are we
man.
you
could
guys
get
doing
a
this on purpose to
template
piss
in-
me off now?
Yes.
Oh my god.
You could get a template for your character, right? That was, I think they're
Mhm.
called templates in 3.5, which was, you know, elemental touched at one of the gates. And you would then, it's basically, it was like a proto Ganassi. I mean, there's a lot of,
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
there's, you know, in the AP, we have basically Dragonborn, because
We have a third edition
prolific-
Dragonborn.
Yeah.
There is a Greyhawk third edition Dragonborn that is Heronius cultist in a way that comes from an egg and becomes a Dragonborn. So there is a prestige class that is actually officially Greyhawk in third edition that is
Yeah.
Dragonborn. It's not the 5e Dragonborn, but there is a Dragonborn
That's funny.
in Greyhawk set in third
But
edition.
do you want, but it's everyone's got Jay's got Dragonborn in his.
I used one time as a spoof for
You
the
use a
fundraiser
Dragonborn once,
once.
and then you're forever the
okay.
Dragonborn guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Troy won't
And
let me
his
live it
name was
down.
Wardhall. So
Okay, and that's just it. So instead of just saying no, say, well, if you want to do that, how do we fit in? Tieflings. Okay. I
call
use
them cambions and they're good.
Call them
Yeah.
cambions, and
Yeah.
and I use had a breeding
Mhm.
project
Yeah.
where he was trying to
Yeah,
raise
sure.
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
what happened to his demons before?
Mhm.
Oops, they're all gone. It's like, aha,
Yeah, and then you
I
move
got a
over to
loophole.
in divers they
gonna-
called them tieflings or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna
and,
go ahead and I'm gonna produce my own, and he produced, and it's
Yep.
and
I
some of
know.
them
Rogues Gallery,
escape.
there's a lizard man and a centaur in there.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I love them.
I mean, Gygax wasn't like the spaceship one just basically to make Jim Ward happy. Like, fine, I'll
Yeah.
give you some space
Yes.
guns, and
Yeah.
Jim's
Yeah.
like, oh, no, like,
No,
yeah, I'll play
Andrew
this.
Scott Perry
Morgan
verified that
Kanan was
at
on
Gary
the
Con.
Starship Warden. He
And
played
if
with
anyone
Morgan Kanan on
finds,
there.
and if anyone finds the La Kafka adventures called like the hidden levels of,
Yeah, we're still looking for that.
Yeah.
There's a Kafka one that has a hidden level of oh my God,
Expedition Barrier Peaks.
Barrier Peaks that he ran at Gen Con that we're still looking for. So and I know it's Phoebus. I show him all the time, and you also have the Centaur as well. So,
Mhm.
yep. Thank you for the follow.
Yeah, but that's the sort of thing that
We can-
it's
we can
super
tweak
easy
it.
to do. I
Yeah.
mean, let's put it this way: the community has already shown that there are, and I'm not talking about us. I'm just talking about D&D. Have you seen just how massively Shadow Dark has exploded?
Mhm.
yeah,
Right.
Yep.
And that's showing, and those are the bulk of those people going into that are a bunch of 5th edition players who are
Yep.
looking for something
Mhm.
that's not as nerfed out.
Exactly, and they played 10
traditional
years in
5e.
5e. They won't look for something new. And if 6e or 5.2 or whatever we will call 2024 edition coming out, if that's only this much changed, then they might still
Yeah.
look for something new if they played the same damn thing for 10 years. So yeah.
BCC is pretty brutal, but the magic system is pretty strange.
Mhm.
You know
Like-
what? I just can't deal with those dice. I'm sorry. It's,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like
I had to get a
D16.
7-sided die.
Get
I'm like,
out of here
what?
with that.
But it's interesting.
Just do basic dice
yeah.
so I don't have to go and
Yeah,
buy extra
Norka
dice.
wrote something, a comment earlier on,
correct.
oh, what gatekeeping? I haven't seen any gatekeeping. It's kind of an irony that a lot of part of the Greyhawk community, or a part of the Greyhawk community, is trying desperately to keep Wizard of the Coast out from our Greyhawk. So gatekeeping is not against new Greyhawk fans much, but it's against Wizard of the Coast coming messing with with our setting. So there are gatekeeping, but thankfully it's not directed primarily against new people coming into the community. I haven't seen much of that, but I've seen gatekeeping trying to keep business interest coming in and launching new products and stuff. So yeah,
and there
I
has
see-
been-
different types of gatekeeping
has been
that's
much
directed in
revival.
different directions.
I will say that I still see plenty of it. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
as
I've seen it at times too. Yeah.
moderating my Facebook page, I see plenty of
Yeah.
it. And
Oh, yeah.
so there's plenty of things that I just delete.
Yeah,
delete.
I don't go much to Facebook anymore, and I should, but I kind of, when this exploded, that was kind of another reason to stay off Facebook for another couple of weeks. So I will eventually come back.
So like Shadow Dark, CNC, Troller Games is doing great. There's a lot of
Mhm.
Yeah, they
old
got-
school
Oh, yeah.
essentials too. I mean,
DCC and MCC are doing really well
yeah,
too.
a lot
Yep.
of a lot of
Mhm.
companies outside of
Yep.
WotC are doing really well, and they got to take
Yep.
note of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
A lot of it's
100%.
doing too. A lot
Yep.
of it.
Well,
And-
and here's the thing though. You know what it boils right down to, people, is they don't really care. And why don't they care? Because they don't make as much money as we would like to think that they do off of that stuff. What drives that, like, let's put it this way, Magic the Gathering makes so much more money than
It was a
D&D does
Monopoly
at
Go.
all. Monopoly Go,
Yeah, Monopoly
$2
Go
billion.
makes more money revenue than Wizard of the Coast does in a year. So to speak.
yeah.
And that was one app.
And
That
that's
was
including Magic the Gathering. They're making
Yeah,
more.
exactly. Meaning Monopoly Go as an app made more money than the whole of Wizard of the Coast in 1 year. So
I didn't make money on that.
you put it on an app and
an app.
people pay money to play. Yeah.
Well, no, they
Oh.
pay money to like get different stuff in the
extra
game.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a,
short
they're
attention
free
span
to
theater
play,
stuff.
meaning they skin they
Microtransactions?
nickel and
Yeah,
dime, yeah,
yeah,
nickel and
Oh
dime
no,
you.
I'm in jail. Let's buy and get out of jail.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm out.
yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know how it works, but they make more money on
Yeah.
on stuff
Got
like
it,
that.
Troy.
So
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
we are, yeah, and also book. And the other thing we need to acknowledge is that D&D going more digital, probably for the reason that books and stuff is lousy business. If you first have to produce them, you have to ship them, warehouse them, and all of that. That takes a lot of profit away, so to speak. But if you can just sell something digital on D&D Beyond, all of a sudden the production costs are zero almost, and the warehousing and the shipment is zero, meaning profits are way higher on something you sell digitally on D&D Beyond. Plus the fact that you also get to know the user, and you get to see when the product is used, who is used with, etc. So it's way more profitable Wizard of the Coast to sell something digital for pennies compared to sell a book for dollars comparatively. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that the whole industry is going to change in the next 5 years.
Yes.
9
Yeah.
minutes.
Not
Like,
the whole, but the
way
but
bigger.
the big ones, so to speak, where
Well,
the big money
you're right.
is. Yeah.
The
Mhm.
how Wizards of the Coast does business
Exactly. And
is what's going to change.
there is I think there is a good side to this too, and we are seeing the benefit hopefully now, because Wizard of the Coast, thanks to them reaching out to a bunch of people a generation who never played D&D and role-playing games, they are bringing in new people to the hobby.
Mhm.
And that's why I think that the new Player's Handbook and Dungeon Master's Guide are not for us who played for decades.
No.
It's for people who haven't played, that we would love to get into
got
the
space.
community. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will now, when they put and it's smart business in that sense, that once they put a chapter of Greyhawk in there, I might even consider buying it. So we'll see. But I think they're doing us a service by simply bringing in a new generation of gamers, and
Oh, yeah.
even gamers now have played 5e for 10 years. I might look for something else,
So-
and that's when a lot of the stuff. So it's the kind of the entry drug, so to speak,
Yeah.
into the hobby. Yeah.
Norker makes a point there. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if Greyhawk specifically is for that, for the new player. I think it's for
No, it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
but for the people that want to make their own content, as an example. So
It depends. It depends. And you know what? Because
Yeah.
it really, like, say, for example,
Mhm.
if you've got somebody who's like a Conan reader, and you've got somebody who's a Tolkien reader, okay?
yeah,
Greyhawks for that Conan dude. You
Yeah.
know, they're
Mhm.
out there.
and a
It's
little bit of
just-
Tolkien dude too, so to speak.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It just
I mean,
depends.
Yeah.
there's a lot. Greyhawk is high magic at, like 9th
Mhm.
level,
Yeah.
whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, we pretty much after 5th level, you start, the
And it's also
magic loot
malleable.
just.
Yeah, it's malleable. You can run Greyhawk very magic high. You can tone it down a bit
Yeah.
if you want to. You can run it grittier, or you can run it superhero-y.
Yeah. I think the
whatever you say. Yeah.
the rules system is really the only thing. It's like, and all of the D&D editions aren't that hard. I can't speak for 4th, but everything else, I mean,
A 4th was a
Yeah.
video game written, so to
a
speak.
lot
in
of people love it. I mean, Matt Colville's
yeah.
making a new version of it right now.
Oh yeah, 4E had some really good benefit. The problem was that it was not a traditional D&D game. So
Yeah.
it was a good role-playing game, but it was not D&D.
Can you do Call of Cthulhu, Greyhawk? Has anyone done that one?
Oh,
No, I
that'd be
haven't.
awesome.
I
You
was thinking
could.
about I was thinking about Fate Greyhawk
Joe
for a while.
Block just had all that Cthulhu stuff come out. That's all basically
Yeah.
1st edition stuff.
I feel like Anna's campaigns seem very Cthulhu-y. Like,
Yeah, but it
Or-
doesn't have
Jason
a
Zavarda's
yeah, oh
is
yeah,
always
but it doesn't
Cthulhu-y.
have a Cthulhu-esque
Yeah.
rule system. But it has elements from it's more gritty
Terror.
and dark. Yeah. Mhm.
Speaking of that, Troy, what time is it?
It's
Eight,
not-
so at 8:30, I'm gonna sneak in 6 minutes. I'm gonna sneak peek something for Wednesday night, and then you're gonna have to
Okay.
wait afterwards. All right, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sneak peek something.
The thirsty
Wednesday night?
sword lesbians. Yeah. Hmm.
What's that? What was that, Josh?
what did you say, Anna?
The thirsty sword lesbians is a system I haven't
It's a
played,
system.
but the
Yeah.
name
It's a system.
itself sounds like I should play it. So yeah. Mhm.
What
It's good
about
times.
was it Lamentations of the Flame Princess? Is
That's
anyone?
old.
I've
too.
worked for the guy. I've done maps for him, so I've looked at some of, and that is, to me, it's too much horror even for me. So yeah.
So you didn't
Psych-
do the new map, is what I'm hearing, that's coming out in the Greyhawk
No,
stuff?
no, at least not
So they got some
willingly.
second-rate cartographer to do it?
Yeah, or no, they
so
probably got a first rate, not
this
me.
person, Psycho War 81, I think this is a good question in the
We see
chat.
new
Says
Yeah?
adventure set in Greyhawk. Maybe respect.
we
the old.
have new adventures.
We got a ton of new
They're
adventures.
just not from Wizards of the Coast.
Right, man. Dude,
Yeah.
there's stuff everywhere. Will's
So-
got them. Carlos has got them. There's
Yeah.
a lot out there.
Leonard's putting them out.
Leonard's got
Yep.
4. The Leonard Lakofka. Okay, there is a lot of new Greyhawk content out there. You just got to know who to ask and where to look. And that's another thing. What I with the community, we need to up the communication channels to bring in people that for this.
We need to have more of librarians and
I don't know if librarians is the right word.
but people
I
that
like
can,
librarians. A
What
lot.
yeah,
Librarians seem to run.
ambassadors? Twitch has
Yeah.
these ambassadors.
yeah, people that are curating stuff.
I wanna-
and then you need to go to 20 different places to find it. So to
Greyhawk
speak. There
community
should be
ambassadors. That's what we need.
yeah.
Only if one gives.
No, well, Jeff, he was running these games, but he wasn't getting them turned into products like Slavers, Stockade, and all those, and Tomoacan that Johnson wrote. Those were what type of game is that?
Yeah.
They were what?
Tournament.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
tournament games, and that's what Troy's got working on for the next 2 that are coming out are both tournament adventures. So
Curator
it's
is a
different
good word
type.
too. Yeah, curator. I do everything I can to promote as many channels as I can and as many other things going on.
I encourage
Oh.
everybody
Uh-huh.
to come and post on the Greyhawk Adventures Facebook page. And Big Mac was he's really good about
You put it
bringing
in
stuff
chat,
there
a
and
link?
putting in there.
Yeah.
And then Jay's really good with putting on there, but there's tons of eyes, and these are the majority of the eyes that are in this are not from the community. These are a lot of people that are outside of the community. And so you can get people
A lot.
you can get your stuff in front of a lot of eyes. And I've been telling people forever to post on there, and they just don't do it. I don't know what
The eyes
it's
have
like.
it. I'm
I
sure
don't
you
even
try
post in
now.
my own groups for a month, so I need to
Yeah, that group.
myself.
That group. I
There it
get the
is.
most
That's-
likes. I get them when I post content with cool maps on an adventure. I get the most likes from your group. Will way more than Sage's, way more than any of the other groups. So yeah,
Well,
it's grown.
Sage is the next biggest one to this one, and I've got like
Oh, there
4,000
it is.
more
The eyes have it.
than that.
All
You
right,
know, Tom
3
Wam
minutes.
actually wrote a couple of these.
Did he?
Yeah, I was playing some games with him 2 weeks ago with Dave and everyone.
That's cool.
And I brought up to everyone, I'm like, oh yeah, and Tom said that he ghost wrote for Rose the Eyes Have It. And then
did
then
not know
I tested him on this, and then Tom goes, oh, and I actually did a couple of the other, and he listed the titles and just started rattling off stuff for a minute. I'm like, oh, okay. It's fun.
Don't
like-
let Rose S's son on where's he does stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
Don't
So,
let
Mike,
him
you've been
know.
awfully quiet. What are your
Well,
thoughts
they
on this?
used to be married. Tom and Rose.
There you go. That's why.
I mean, they were living together.
The topic has drifted so quickly I can't keep up with you guys. I mean, I'm really following the chat. I'm following
All
the
right,
chat.
so this is what we're gonna do. Time for a sneak peek. How's that sound?
Yep.
I'll do it 2 minutes early. This is for Wednesday night, so you're gonna have to come back and watch Wednesday. You ready? Because I'm like I should have cover. Ready, Gary and Sam?
Nice.
It's a book. It's a community book. Vecna Genesis of a Legend. All right. So we will have a Vecna, and look here, it's a lot. Oh, how many pages is it? 40. There you go. It's a 40-page doc.
Damn.
Yes.
Does he get to punch you because you looked at the
What?
thing?
I was. Whoops. Here we go. So everything you want to know about Vecna and the Euroflan of episode 248. Gary and Sam will be on with Anna and me. Okay. So, bing. All right, but you gotta wait till Wednesday. So there you go. It would be fun. Just to throw in a little wrench here. All right.
I like the Vecna stuff out of
Mhm.
that one adventure path where you're back in Diamond Lake, right?
That's part of Age of
oh.
Worms.
No. That's the first time I think you're.
Okay.
Is that the first time? And then they bring you back to Diamond Lake again now, and there's the 3-part God,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
Age of Worms.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Okay.
It's like the middle chapters.
Yeah.
See, you don't.
Okay.
Josh just doesn't. Josh thinks I just spew crap out of my mouth sometimes, and I'm never right.
You just roll the dice. What's the under over on that one? I don't know. I got a 30-sided die
Awesome.
because
Yeah, we're looking.
reasons.
Yeah, I love 30-sided dice. So there you go. So the real story is how did that empire fall? So you hear that? So it's all in that empire. There's a lot of history in that thing. Come back on Wednesday for that during Legends and Lore, just showing there's stuff that's pertinent to what's going on that WotC's doing. Hence, my point is that we keep doing what we're doing now and keep building and growing the whole community. We keep it up. I'm requesting other channels, because Blue Box is a huge hole. It's a freaking huge hole. I know. I know Kurt at BBG is going to start doing some Vecna content. All right. Well, that's good, and we're going to have some other stuff. But I just, please, if you know someone, I've had a suggestion, some other suggestions. Note, I can't have other people streaming on my channel if I'm not actually there producing, because Will tell you what happened at the old Greyhawk channel, and I cannot risk. I cannot risk having something catastrophic happening with someone else's streaming, and I'm not there, and I lose, and I get permanent banned. So
Come on.
I can't.
That's there's people that you can count on not to do something
Josh, I'm not doing it.
stupid. All right, fine. Would you let me do it?
No.
Don't trust me, huh?
No, I'm just saying that just to piss you off. But I wouldn't. But there's only certain, there's certain people who I would trust, right?
Okay. Anyway, so I think probably,
Yeah.
like back to your point about making sure that we give the new Greyhawk fans a warm landing.
Yes.
And welcome them, even if they've got some crazy ideas, is to just gently kind of ease them into whatever kind of Greyhawk that you're really into, which might be only pre-wars or wars, but not 498, admin fort still occupied, whatever. Just give them a warm landing, run games. You want to know the best way to, I got kids in the neighborhood. There's like 13-year-olds playing Greyhawk. They don't know any other campaign world as far as I know. I mean, they might be. Go run some games on play.games and be like Greyhawk, the new setting as your advert on play.games, because people are going to be looking for Greyhawk games, and they won't. How will they find their way here? Will they find, to watch about, will they find their way over to Cannon Fire or the Grey Grimoire or Greyhawk Online?
I agree. It's all great. We need to, for the con, we need to have
run games.
We need to have 100 games this year. I think we had 68 last year. We need to have about 100. Now, unfortunately, Alan Growy's not going to be there this year because he's going to be up at ArnieCon, which they scheduled at the exact same time. And
they did it on purpose, I heard.
I don't doubt it. So, but we that's what we need. We need about 100 games this year. I think we can get there with the community.
Is it ArnieCon or DaveCon?
What's the difference?
I didn't think there was.
DaveCon happens right after.
Yeah, I think it's
ArnieCon.
I think it's ArnieCon.
I don't know about this ArnieCon.
Yeah, it's October 4th through 6th, exact same time as Virtual GrowCon this year. And Rob Kuntz was invited. They're actually flying in from Corsica. That's a lot of money.
New. Is this brand new con?
I don't know. I don't know.
If only one of us had access to a computer.
Yeah. So let's just. My suggestion is thank you. I mean, look at how many people are on here tonight, and some new people too.
That's great.
Do the right thing, and I'm not saying isn't Dave Kahn from it's Dave Arneson stuff. Yeah, up there. I'm not saying direct them all here. I'm saying direct them all to the community, and then people can decide where they want to go. Whether it's like this, it's simple. What do I do here? I go like this. I make a click, and I go click, and then here. Oh, there's Virtual GrowCon, Greyhawk Events Discord. Here is Cannon Fire's Discord. There you go. It's a good start, right?
Arnicon's been held since 2017.
Right.
Nice.
Simple.
And I guess it's just different from DaveCon, and it's held when Jay said.
That makes more sense because DaveCon is like Dave McGarry, Dave Wesley.
Right.
It's the Minnesota Daves.
The Minnesota Society of Righteous Daves.
Yeah.
If you've not gotten into a Blackmore game with David Wesley.
Oh God, I would love to do that.
That'd be cool.
Why didn't you do it this last year?
He was too busy.
Yeah, I was doing stuff.
See, when you go for the first time to a Gary Con,
and not to mention, if you don't know that
things.
you need to like do your homework as far as the games that you're
going to get in them before they're sold out.
Yeah, it's like, and my dumbass, I did it like a normal convention. It's like, oh, let's go shopping. Yeah, you need to know beforehand because those things fill up like that.
David Wesley did Braunstein.
Bill Hoyt and who's the other guy? The other Blackmore guy did Blackmore games.
But that was Braunstein was the game that David Arneson said gave him the idea.
That's the one that starts
put
David Wesley's peanut butter and Gary Gygax's chocolate together.
Yes, exactly.
To do like individual players instead of a bunch of units.
Off topic.
And there's probably someone fighting about the rules version and updates and something because there's Braunstein 4.
It's every other year firm, and I don't think.
And I'm sure the Braunstein 4 people ruin the hobby for everybody.
There you go.
Brought it back.
So XT, we did one with oh my gosh, Alderaan. What's Alderraan's real name, Anna?
Princess
Leia. Dan Boggs.
Daniel Boggs. And I got the book, the hardback. I got the hardback book for Blackmore, and that was part of the discussion XT. So we have done one, and we can always have him back on. So but he's on Legends of the Lore a lot more than he's on Gabbin's on Sunday night watching.
He's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So what I'm asking for everyone is mention something like in a chat. So if you're in a Facebook chat, link something. Link Cannon Fire's website. I don't care, right?
Do it all the time.
Link Will and Anna's Patreon and Carlos's Patreon. That's fine.
Greyhawk Reborn, folks.
Greyhawk Reborn. Link Greyhawk Reborn.
Aren't they going to go join you and Anna at Page this next coming year?
Yep.
Is that true, Dave Guerreri and Captain Ron?
Feels like it would be a great
it's like
great
a
Greyhawk celebration there.
Yeah, and it's close by.
I'm jealous. I wish they'd come to
It's not a Greyhawk
Con.
celebration. It's a con. It's not a Greyhawk con. We will not...
but I mean it's close by for
Dave,
it's not too far away from.
Dave, you in touch with Ron because you really should be getting some big pictures and stuff. I mean, if they're putting pictures of Tenkar up, they should be putting pictures of Greyhawk Reborn up. My God. So I'm just busting. I'm allowed to do that. So yeah. Absolutely.
And we have Game Hall Con coming up too. So
Game Hall Con and stuff. So you're going, Lee. That's cool, man. We'll hang again like we did last year. That was awesome. So the page will be a great con outside Philadelphia, but it's not going to be Greyhawk, and we're not taking that place over like we did at Gary Con.
No.
We may have like 20 people.
There was Gary Con before. Our community is present there, but the funny thing about it is like what you were talking about with the Facebook group, where I'd walk around and they'd be like, talking something Greyhawk or whatever. Oh, what's the Naznor or whatever Nosra. And I'm like, you guys playing in Greyhawk? And I don't know anyone at this table. And they're like, you mean the greatest campaign setting in the entire universe? And I'm like, and then they're like, do you want to play with us? And they don't know who I am. I'm just walking.
When was this?
Gary Con.
This year?
No, it was 2 years ago.
All right. Well, I was there. Anna was there. Mike was there.
Well, what I'm saying is that there's so many people playing Greyhawk at GaryCon that I don't even
Yeah.
know who they are.
I
They're not
understand
connected.
that. That's
It's
what I'm trying to
great.
say is we
Yeah.
need to reach out. We need to get them more involved. And
Well,
it's
yeah.
tough. It's tough because I'll tell you this, and I get this all the time.
I think they're just con-scene people.
Well,
I don't know
Will's
that they
gonna-
Jay,
want.
realize you sat in the basement and played for 40 years before you
I
came out.
know,
So-
and that's
so-
the point I'm trying to make.
You
I
guys
just,
can't
Yeah.
be like me.
Yeah.
I just saw
I can
this.
say I
Thanks,
came out a
Anna.
few years earlier. So
I
a
just saw
couple
this
of
with
more
the
years.
post I did on this thing that I put up on YouTube. I put the
Mhm.
post
Josh
on
and
Will's
I
site
play
and
Greyhawk.
Sage's,
It's been-
and people
Yeah.
came out of the woodwork that I had people came out of the woodwork that I have not seen or talked to in years.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Just on this, and here, let's bring this up. Some people like who's the guy with 3 names? It's gonna
John
drive-
Wesley Hardin.
No. John
Shot
O'Neill
a man
Roy.
for
John
speed.
O'Neill Roy. He's one of them. Like, I haven't talked to this guy in multiple years, and he's not part of the community, right? But he's a Greyhawk guy, right? So there's one. I mean, I got hit with all these people just from this post putting up about this discussion, and we got to figure out how to reach out to these people a little bit more. That's my suggestion.
I can't see that.
You don't need to see it. So, like here,
Put your glasses on, Josh.
Here you go. Greyhawk, here's my post from Will's site. All right, here's my post from Will's site that I just did today about the short for the short. All right, go down here. Let's see. I don't know who Randy Mole is. Don't know who Michael Romanowski is. David. I don't know who any of these people are that responded to this. Do you
I'm
know
all
Will?
of them. They're all just
I-
puppet accounts for me.
You know what? I do it. That whole thing about, like, everything's going to be public and blah, blah, blah. and
Yeah,
it's like,
I'm just saying.
I just put the settings on. It's like, I vet it all.
Right.
So it's like,
go to
I see
Sages.
all kinds of puppets trying to come in. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
no.
to go back to the topic again a little bit,
Yeah.
my thinking is that even if the content isn't that good, it can still be a boost to the Greyhawk community.
100%.
Absolutely.
So we don't need to
There you
stare
go.
too carefully at the details,
Sassy
because no matter what those 8 pages, as long as it's Greyhawk, even if they're bad, then we might get a chance to say that, well, there
There's
is the community.
more
We have a
stuff
lot of
there.
more. There is more better stuff where that came from, so to speak, or where we're coming from. So even bad content in there, from our perspective, might still drive an influx of players into Greyhawk. So as long as it's Greyhawk, then it might be beneficial, even if the content has some turtles and some other weird cat folks or whatever they bleeding or little hedgehog people or whatever the cute
Tabaxi or from
or the new little
Hapanaland.
cutie that they need to
What were
shoehorn
the
in there. So-
jungle savage men
Yeah.
creatures?
yeah, but
Wanty.
even if they get that
No,
in,
not
it might
the
still be
snake people.
a net positive for us as a community anyway, so to speak. So yeah.
You talking
So-
about the guys that look like they're got leaves and they're green?
Nah, they're like some kind of like jaguar men or something, or I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But they're
I can't
not-
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like some kind of beast creatures.
Mhm.
But it was like 2nd edition, I think.
Yeah, that's when they did Mazatlan stuff.
No, but it was in
They weren't
Greyhawk.
Beastmen, Joe.
Oh,
They
was
weren't
it?
It
Beastmen.
was because it was like I think maybe enslavers that they get brought up because they were getting abducted by
No, not Keck. No, these are actual like humanoid, demi-human types. Not
Yeah.
mongrel men. No.
no, not mongrel men
No.
from
Nope, there's
Forbidden
everybody's homework.
City. No, it was the slavers were either the Sea Princes or the Brotherhood, Scarboroughs. Were,
I know what you're talking about, but I think there was just a tribe of Olmans. I think you're thinking of.
no,
That's
they
what
were
I
like
think you're
beast
thinking
men.
of.
They were like beast people or beast men.
Yeah, the baseball furies, absolutely, with the baseball bats, absolutely, 100%, man. With the face paint and everything.
Warriors come out to play.
That's not the frickin' baseball furies. That's
No?
that's
What's the-
Luther from 48 Hours, man. He, by the way, he improvised that whole scene. See how much I know about the Warriors? Warriors, I'm trying to get one of my
How
goals.
come no one's written a Greyhawk take on the
The
Warriors?
Warriors is based on a fable, right?
could 100%. I just got a great idea from you saying that. I'm not going to say any more.
Yeah,
I
watch
just
you
got
come
a
out and play.
really good idea.
Play. Yeah, so absolutely.
Ooh.
It's
Thanks, Josh.
It's all based on. It's like based on the Iliad, I think.
Based
Yeah,
on
I could see that.
Yeah.
Will's next adventure.
The
based on
Anabasis.
Warriors,
That's it.
based on
That's
the
it, Sam.
ability.
Good job. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yep. Yep. Buck Rogers Greyhawk mashup. No history prof. Don't make me say that. I really felt bad when you got sick at Gary Con, man. I did. I
What
felt
would be
bad that
wrong
you
with
got
the
sick at
Buck
Gary Con.
Rogers Greyhawk mashup?
No, I don't need Princess Ardala running around my Greyhawk.
I do.
Well, yeah, she was hot. Yeah. Pamela Hensley. I had a crush
And would
on her.
would Hawkman not be the coolest?
Hawkman is the dumbest thing ever, man. That
He
second
would be the
season was
coolest thing.
terrible.
Dude, that ship with the claws. I mean, that was. I mean, so
It was so awful.
It was
It
so
was awesome.
useless.
It was
It's
awful,
like, well,
man.
someone's
Come
going to
on.
let you.
The first season was so awesome. Second season was terrible. So
The
I know we're
dance
off.
scenes
We're
with the-
babbling
Yes,
now. All right.
yes.
So, thanks, Troy. Troy, I want to hear. Lastly, audience.
Why do you got to bring up that name, BB fan?
Yeah, give IP
Yeah.
money. That's funny. Yeah, crack the whip. Let's go.
Because of Buck Rogers, I
Let's
know.
go here and say questions from the audience on the Greyhawk publication, and you want to pick our brains on it. No one tell Jay about the Ardlings and the new 5e. I don't even know what an Ardling is, Razko. I don't care. What's an Ardling?
It's a little celestial. It's like the
got cut.
opposite of the tieflings,
It got
but
cut.
from the upper
It
planes.
got cut, it's
That's
all
They got cut and they just made the Asimar because
Yeah.
Asimar already were.
right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was a new
Celestial.
take on the celestial. Instead of tieflings being there from down under, so to speak, planet.
They were
plane
animal.
wise.
They were animal people.
I have
Yeah.
tried
Mhm.
crazy stuff
Or
in my
Ardlings.
game as
Yeah.
PCs, and in particular the Wingfolk, Alcarak Elam from the Old Dragon. They shared the same space as the Arakakra, right? I tried and it just did not work. Having flying PCs changes your game. So
Right.
no, yeah. So
That's
Hey,
yeah.
there you go. It's Cannonball's Facebook page needs more to get closer to 100 likes, and there's a link in there. Thanks, Big Mac. I'm going in. I
Well,
think
if I-
that's Facebook.
I
yeah,
already am.
please.
I already am. It's like I
Me
can't
too.
help.
But it's yeah.
Gladly would I give it more likes.
Also, we got a lot of new people here, so let me go here. Let me go. We're gonna go three places. All right, so here we're gonna go to Cannibal Publishing, and here's the site. Here's Troy's site, Cannibal Publishing, and look, he shows up. Greycast is on here, and a lot of other links. This is the way to do it. There's links all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so adventure modules. So when we come up here and we go to the adventure modules, these are all free downloads. So you're gonna go and download it if you don't have them. The Armor Qualish, Ocean's Bounty, and my Free City of Altimeter teaser are all here for download. Okay, there you go. So and that's once again, someone please link that because I'm on the wrong machine to do it. Oh, there we go. Someone did. Beautiful.
Yeah, good.
All right, that's a Facebook link, but yeah, please someone link that site. Next, let's go here.
I'll find the regular
Let's
site.
go here to oh my god, my brain just shut up. Patreon. All right, so here's my Patreons. Yeah, Carlos popped up first. I guess he's got something here. So we got Carlos. Yeah, wow, that was weird.
I love his oh yeah.
We got Anna's.
Hey, I know.
Where is she?
Thank you.
Where's the oh, here we go. We got Will's. Right. All three great, and so look at that. So who's your friend who's doing these again? Who puts them in this form? Will. These
I did
adventures.
that.
You did it.
Yeah.
Who's the other guy who did some games for Virtual GrowdCon?
Jay Hafner?
Yeah, that's yeah, Jay Hafner. Yeah.
Do you know that Jay Hafner used to be he used to hang with Mona and all those guys back on the boards and stuff?
Oh, I can imagine that.
I've got some stories I could tell you that I can't tell you on air.
Very cool. Rob Kuntz is on, everyone. There's the real Robilar. It's probably only 4:00 in the morning there. Good to see you, Rob.
Hello.
So there you go. Some great. So let's all do our part, and let's just grow the community. And like I said, if there are channels out there that are doing Greyhawk content and they're not part of this, you let me know. There's our Greyhawk Creatives stream team. Let me go there now. I want to show you because I really haven't pushed this dashboard settings. This is behind the scenes. All right. So, oops, can't do it that way. All right, let me link it off of my page. 1 second, it's going to double up. I don't want that's the setting. That's the background. Let me quiet that there and go here. Here's the link. So if you see a channel, here's the Greyhawk Creatives. Here's the team. Lookers, I'm a Cave Geek. Prater's Mike Disney still on here. Anna Meyer, Agora Crest. That's Sean. That used to be your site there, Will. Atomic Peanut Butter Group, right?
No, I was Wicked Studios. Atomic Peanut Butter still exists. I just am not associated with it.
I'm saying it used to be linked. It used to be.
Used to
associated
be.
with it,
Used to be Wicked Studios.
I'm not going to take them off.
That's fine. Yeah.
Shit.
Adam and all those guys are still awesome people, even though
Yeah.
I'm not playing here.
Blue box. Hopefully he comes back.
I see that you
so.
found the bag of dust of sneezing and choking that I left.
Mhm.
Yeah. Moonlight Minis, Christine Van Patten, who now has a partnership with Felicia Day, and she's making minis for Felicia Day. Yes.
That's cool.
Yes, it is. It's super cool. Okay. Troller Games, Armin. There you go, Armin. Lawful Stupid, Wally Hobbit, Guild Superior, Darling Creepshow, Bones, 20 Sides, Category Gaming, Stronghold D&D, Bird, Little Bird, Coco Bunny, Myriad, Falcon Myth, and Phantom NJ Rob. Okay?
Thank you, Sam. Yep.
So there you go. That is the group there, and I would love for you all, if you ever do it, you just click on that, and you can go to this and you can see who's live, as we can see, and Darling's about to go live too. So
There's also Greyhawk Reborn Patreon, which you can get on, and that has
Awesome.
some advantages too. Nothing like pay to win type of thing, but some advantages for your characters because it's organized play. And then I think it like unlocks certain subtypes and whatnot. And then is Merle's doing anything on his Patreon for Greyhawk?
Rules.
No, not really.
Nothing
He's
Greyhawk,
using
but rules.
he's into class design at the moment.
Through 3.5 Dargrim is
But it's a great Patreon because you get a good look into 5e and similar game systems how
Thanks,
they're
Mac.
designed.
Thanks
so
for linking.
I'm
Thank
on
you,
it.
Troy, for linking as well. Too. Thank you. So, just note, all we're asking is help. Help us get the word out there more. Like if you're here and you're like, get friends involved. Hey, Rob. Rob. So my plan was, because Darling says she's going to finish, so that it's not rushed, and we're going to be done very shortly. I'm going to raid into her, and she's going to raid into you. All right. Just want to make sure that that's cool. So, because we're gonna depart shortly. All right. So.
Yeah, Dragon's Foot is a good site.
Yeah,
Dragonfoot is a good site, but it's not a Greyhawk based site. It's a good site. It's a good site, and
It's got a lot of Greyhawk conversations on it.
It does. And before this community was put together, Len spent a lot of time there. 100%. So Greyhawk Gardener is great. Joe Block's great too. Joe Block will be at Page as well. Yeah, Joe will be there too. Absolutely. Discord's where that is at for Greyhawk Reborn. Oh, Ron, you're okay. You can link it if you so choose. You want to link the Discord for Greyhawk Reborn? You're more than welcome to. Please. So,
and you can get in if you're on their Discord, you can find out when they're going to be doing games and where they're going to be doing games.
Psych ward. Dragon's Foot is an old school 1E gaming site. That's what it is. I mean, for 1E content. So
yeah, Gygax was on there a lot back in the day.
Joe Block didn't get a coronary from the announcement. Yeah, he did. In fact, he put it. Yeah, he kind of did, but he doesn't. Joe does his own thing, and I respect that. So
it's good. It's good to have some different opinions around the table. I think probably the funniest thing would be to put someone who's like really vigorously 5e up against someone who's really vigorously AD&D, and then like Anna and some other folks who are different editions, and just Watch the magic happen.
So I want to bring up, XT brought up a good point. I want to explain why we kind of do this. It says another way to grow is to run a Greyhawk Online Con twice a year, have it open to people making hosting games on that server year round. All right, well, we can do that, but we kind of as far as opening the server, people are welcome to play games on that server. We do. It's just that the February one is the St. Jude annual fundraiser. Now, if we should open up, and we have Greyhawk Reborn running games that are not streamed as well, and if we open up to more other games that are going to be pay for donation, I have no problem with that. But I can't do 2 cons and the fundraiser and all the other stuff. I will. My wife will throw me out of the house. Right?
No one's stopping anyone from running games on the
Right.
Greyhawk Events Discord. If you want to run a game on there and you're serious, then let us know and we'll put up we'll give you your own game channel to sit in and do voice and text and whatnot. Yeah.
We raised over $26,000 last year. The group together has raised over $85,000 or $86,000 so far. So we'll surpass next year, which will be the 7th year. It'll be the 7th fundraiser event. We will surpass $100,000
for the children.
Yeah. So, and that's the way I want to keep it. I want to keep it. One is a con, and the other is a fundraiser. Okay, makes sense.
That's good.
You agree, Anna?
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely. So it's a great question. Are you on the fence about running a Greyhawk game? Like, Gary can jump in. Yeah, absolutely, Curtis. Curtis has jumped in, and we're all happy with it. A lot of people in the community. Greyhawk Reborn usually brings between 15 and 20 events. So, love to see maybe that up to 25 this year. That'll be awesome. And then everyone else up their thing. I'm going to, like I said, with the Lost City of the Soul, I'm going to run at least 2 streams instead of 1 live stream on it to get more signups. Good, Lee, you should.
Since I can't play games at GaryCon, this stuff like virtual Greyhawk Con is my only opportunity to be jumping into the games with all these folks. And then I probably wind up doing something else anyway. But yeah, run some games. That's the best way to welcome people. Go get on a Play.games and say your first Greyhawk adventure, call it or something like. And then give them a 20-minute lore dump at the beginning. Don't even play. Just 4 hours of lore. Nothing but lore. Lore.
Josh,
5 hours.
play my game at Gamehall Con. I will have a session 0 and a session first and -1 only lore 4 hours online compulsory. If you don't sit and listen, if you fall asleep, you will be bumped from the game. And then there will be a second session where we go through the details from the first lore session, and then we run the game at the convention. No, I'm kidding you, but I will run a game.
That's funny, Troy.
That will be online session before, so to speak. So yeah.
So wow, the chat is going. I appreciate it. I really appreciate the speed of this. So
Oktoberfest is best. Yep.
Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah, I still think that we changed names so many times, and I still think Oktoberfest is the best name ever.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It is. It's good.
That's right.
I moved it down.
Right.
All right, so I got on the word, dude. Thank you very much. Thank you for that.
I keep writing Watsy to tell him to make you change it. But,
and I guess they don't respond to you either.
No, they do.
Yeah,
I got a text chain here with Chris Tulloch right now going.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
We might have to run our Hawktober.
Yeah.
We can change the whole month to officially be Hawktober month when we do special stuff for a month or something. So yeah. Like post fest that never happened on Kevin Fire back in the day and stuff.
I'm gonna be bluntly honest with you. I don't know if Rob Coombs can hear me. That just looks like fuzzy. I am not in a financial position to host a in-person con. Okay, it's just that's not in the cards.
I want to have JCon. I'm going to stay in your basement.
That's what Page is for. Come to Page in Philly. If you want to do, it's 40 minutes from my house. If you guys want to, if you're around and want to hang and play in my basement the one night, that's great. By the way, I do have AJ Winters and Robert Hartley coming to my house August 12th as they do a grand tour of the U.S. So they're going to be playing in
You can
there.
come visit me next week, Jay. I'll be in right next to you.
Where's that?
I'm going to be in New York.
That's not right next to me.
Aren't you in New Jersey?
Yeah, I'm in South Jersey. I'm not in that. I'm sorry,
What's the
Rob
difference?
Phantom. What's the difference?
Now we go into geography here. It's
There you
kind of
go.
yeah.
There are
All
Mets
that East
fans
Coast
and Yankee
geography is
fans
made
and
up.
Ranger fans up there. My God, I couldn't go up. I can't
See?
go up there. No.
Yeah.
You barely go to Philly. Yeah.
I barely go into Philly, and it's 6 miles from my house. No, I can't, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
You're not gonna
that's
come visit me? I'm just gonna be all lonely in
It's not
Manhattan.
so bad up here. What, North Jersey? Oh no. Joe Block lives in North Jersey. Just go to Joe's house. So
How can you
Rob
be
Phantom lives up in New
bored
Jersey.
in New York City, Josh?
Armin's like, I hear you, man. I know nothing east of the Rockies.
Yeah, exactly. New Jersey Red X.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
All right. So why don't we close out with some shout outs and what you got going on. And look, we really appreciate all the support tonight. We're going to do the giveaway shortly. Like you said, you get your choice of 2 William Henry Dvorak prints, which is great. So,
Wait, what?
Yeah, you better put yourself in, man.
mhm.
You got them all already, though, Josh.
It is,
At least
Jeff.
that's what you tell me.
I got stuff of yours. I don't know if I got everything.
You don't have everything. So, all right. Well, Will, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming
Well,
on again.
Hey, thanks for having me. But just as always, staying up on the Patreon and I've got 2 more of the monk archetypes to do, and then the monks are done. And then we're gonna start up on the rogues. Looks like we're gonna start with the Scarlet Brotherhood.
That's cool.
I voted Scarlet Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
did.
cool.
I think everybody did.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I think
I
I did.
did.
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah.
I needed to build some enemies. My
Yeah.
my son and his he's got 2 friends that want to start a campaign. They don't want to continue the Shieldlands campaign because it's a little depressing because it's the Shieldlands after in 498.
It's 598,
that.
dude. 598. You're 100
Yeah,
years
whatever.
off.
No, I'm
Whatever.
playing 498.
Oh my gosh.
So
It was bad enough back then. So yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, just staying on the writing on the Patreon, and then of course I'm still continually writing out, like I said, first draft basically done of Lost City of the Soul. So I'm gonna keep plugging away at that. I have some more maps that are coming in, which will then add more to the content to it. I got 2 more maps that I think I got both of them today, and both of those. So it's like I said, it's going to be a beast. It's going to be over 200 pages. So when it's all done,
Isn't that just up the river from Altamira?
yes, it is actually.
Mhm.
Use
Yes, it
Altamira
is.
as your
Oh, it's
Start.
mentioned in the book.
Yeah, see?
Altamira is mentioned in there. Yep. So
yes.
for sure,
Because
for sure.
you need a guy. Yeah, you need guys and crazy people that are in here. You
And
do.
that's basically, I'm still writing. I have like a working on a role playing game, and I've got tons of stuff I'm always writing on. I don't have anything that's slated to come out right now because I'm focusing on the Lost City of the Soul. I want to get that finished and ready to go. Although the print version of the spell tome with the Council of 8 will be hopefully within the next 2 weeks available. So that's always good.
Hey, Coco.
That's about it.
So awesome. Josh, you got 30 seconds.
For what?
You want to shout anything out?
I was just reading chat. It was funny.
It is funny.
Yeah. Big badge renewals start next month. So if you've got a certain type of badge, then you need to just be watching your email in June. We're working hard to get things going, and just again, thanks to everybody, and give it a warm, give these new Greyhawk fans a warm welcome, give them a soft landing, run some games in Greyhawk, grab some of Rob's games, and run those. Get best way to get to promote the good word is to just run some games.
That's it.
Thank you.
Run games and keep the communication channel open. That's
I'm gonna run more games at next GaryCon. I've already decided.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's excellent. Mike, thanks for hopping on too.
Yeah, it was great listening to you guys. Oh, always good. Always good seeing you, Will and Josh.
Good seeing you,
Uh-oh.
Mike.
Yeah. The chat, you guys in chat have been savage.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
been
kept up, so good times.
keep the positive vibes, because for once in my life, I have positive thoughts about watching Greyhawk. Believe it or not, I can't believe I'm
See,
saying
there you
that.
go.
So
Yeah.
yeah, keep the positive vibes, and then
It
until I can
surprised me
get
too. Yeah.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
Anna, what's up?
Oh, right now it's so much that I can't even know where to
Okay.
begin. But first, let's my I work a couple hours at least per day on the GIS conversion of the map. That's going really well. So hopefully within a couple of weeks there will be the first kind of test maps that I will release. That will be not fully featured but close. So that is coming along really nicely. I was hoping the end of the year. Hopefully we will have a first version out before then. I get good help with, so we can go step 2 on that part too with a bunch of more stuff. So I got a other professional cartographer working on adding stuff to it as well. So that is upgrading. I'm also working on 2 projects for coming out next year and 2 years from now. That are, one is setting up a map service for my GIS maps. That's one, working Docker, see what kind of services online and how to put up a geographical server, so to speak, a GIS server. So that's something I'm looking into. And so I need to revamp my Patreon, because first I need to figure out what I want to do and then see how much it costs and then make a budget and then see if anyone is willing to be part of this project, to have a something cool in the future on that department. The other one is my house rule system is taking off more than usual. I thought no one would be interested, and I thought I'd just tweak a little rule here and a little rule there, and that has taken on a life by itself. So I'm not going to launch it as a published rule system in the commercial sense. It's going to be a
Interesting.
Creative Commons by CA, so quote me and you can use all of it, so to speak. But I'm soliciting, I've got good help to edit and help me write the rules going. So I'm mechanics I worked on for 3 years now. It will be 5e compatible, to at least to a large degree 5e compatible, but it was way more fun than I thought, and I got some really good input, so to speak. I got a name and I got a website for it lined up. I'm not going to tell the details yet, but it will be fun and it will be gritty. I will say it's not going to be fun. It's going to be gritty, dark, and terrible. So all you other gritty rule systems, look out. No, it's going to be, you can tweak it one way or the other. But I thought that I wasn't a game designer at all. It was like me doing planetary maps. All of a sudden, it was like a thing to go deep into that I thought was way more fun than I thought. And now played for over 40 years. I think I have an angle of the rule system that I haven't seen anyone do yet. So that's why I think it's not going to be a good game, but it might be the one right for you, so to speak. So that is coming. And then I have another commission I'm working on. That's my big half-time gig at the moment that I'm working for. That will be shown at GameholeCon. That is a product that is going to be really, really, really cool, and there will be some new cool stuff for. I don't know how new the setting is, but it's going to be published at GameholeCon, and there
Are you
will be a
running a
whole
game? Are you running games at Gamehole?
Yes, I'm running a Shieldlands game at GameholeCon, so I'm
Can you
working on
save me a
that too.
seat?
I don't know how that works, but I'll be on the site and look really carefully and sign up quick, and you can probably get a seat.
Just Anna, how many signups do you have for it?
I have 6 signups for it, so yeah.
Just tell me you got to change it to 5. That's what I always do.
Oh, okay. Well, that I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can squeak in an extra one. So
Yeah,
so
make it
no
7,
yeah. We can squeak something in there.
yeah.
So and so it will be said if you, and that game will use an early version of my rule set, so to speak.
Awesome.
So yeah. And then, yeah, those were the big things, so to speak. And then I have a couple of other projects too that I'm working with 2 other experts that are directly Greyhawk related that I think could be really, really cool that I'm not going to tell any details yet. But there's so many damn things going. And my Greyhawk
lot
City of
going on.
Greyhawk project, I'm going to put on hold until the DM guides
Yeah,
come
until we
out
figure
because
out
I
what's
want
going
to,
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm putting that on
Smart
hold,
move.
so to speak. The sources project I'm already starting to work on. So there will be prototype on what kind of data you want in there, and I want the feedback on that one, so to speak. And there will be so yeah. So right now it's very little showing outwards, but it's crazy time here, gearing up for things happening the next 5 years, so it's crazy busy.
I can
So
feel it. I can
yep.
feel it. I'm waiting
Mhm.
for Altamira.
Yep.
Not to brag, but Twitch did something good. Now, Josh, I'm trying to say this diplomatically. Twitch did something good. They
Oh,
opened up they opened up a partner Discord. Okay, so with that, I'm meeting all these new Twitch partners.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's even done by region, by state, by
Uh-huh.
type, and all this. So
Mhm.
I'm
So
gonna
you
have
got
some
D&D partner
more. Well, there aren't any.
stuff.
There are no
Yeah.
D&D ones on there. It's
Oh,
all other. Yeah, so far.
okay.
Oh, that's not true. GM Workshop's on there too, but he's mostly doing Baldur's Gate. So I
Yeah.
saw him on there. But beside that, some new collaboration will be coming shortly from that. Okay. Wednesday night, everything you want to know about Vecna and Euroflan, Gary Julian, and Samwise will be on. I showed you a sneak peek of the doc, which of course will be given out. I think there to everyone who wants it, right? So
can you
on
call it
Wednesday.
everything you wanted to know about Vecna and the Urflan, but were afraid to ask?
Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
could,
what
but I
I
ran out of
thought.
space. So there you go. There'll be a game Thursday night. I haven't
Yeah.
gotten that far yet in my travels, but then there will not be a Gabbin next Sunday night. But Anna and I have Memorial Day weekend stuff going on.
Yep.
So and I got to tell Ed as well. Monday night, a week from Monday will be the next Gabbin because there's nothing going on Monday normally. So okay, sound good. And lastly, boom, next Saturday at noon, Will and
Wow,
I.
that's next Saturday. Ooh.
Yes, it is. Will and I are going to get our asses kicked with Bones GMing Spaces Between game on the channel, with also Darling and Myriad playing. I got to give you the character sheet. Well, I still have it, so I'll get it to you.
What? Come
Yeah.
on, man.
What spaces between?
It's a game where they kick our ass.
It's a horror thing.
It's a horror themed game where you use cards instead of dice.
There was like on YouTube, they start putting out these videos where people would go into like abandoned places and creepy stuff happen. And this is what this is based off.
Yes. So
There's like a
basically,
whole genre of it on YouTube.
Bones tells me that we're running an adventure that she had a nightmare about.
Oh, nice.
This is how she's processing it. Got
Yes,
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
yeah. So
So,
it's there.
We've
I got
often gaming as a therapy tool.
so this is
Mhm.
my
Nothing new.
third guest after Will and Curtis, and now Bones. I'll my third one. Reach out to me if you're interested to collaborate and run a game on the channel. Just June is a little wonky because I'm gone 2 whole Saturdays with family vacation, but
I'll run a game on your channel.
and then
Mhm.
July, I'm going to ask for a lot of people to join up and play. Is my 24-hour D&D stream. So
Wow. Yep.
because
Are you planning on sleeping?
No. Bird said, "Why don't you do one? I always do these all the time for video games." Like, okay. So I'm gonna do one at 24
So you're
hours.
going to sit and
No, you
play for
can't say
24
no.
hours.
Not one game for 24. I think 3 to
gotcha.
4 different games with like an
Oh.
hour, a break in between, and we talk about
Okay.
stuff or whatever, random topics. I'll be live for 24 straight hours. And I'm going to have a themed game that's going to have multiple groups playing at different stages, right? Does that
It's
make
a
sense?
casualty. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
So it's
good
sort of
one.
like a con game like they used to
Uh-huh.
do them.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay.
The Le Mans, the giant Le Mans game that
Yeah,
I
24
think
hours
is
of
like,
that. All right,
yeah,
here's
they
the
did a
winner.
24-hour Le Mans.
Last call.
It's
Let's
by
do
Steve
the winner here. Here we go. You get your choice of 2 wills, and if you don't have any, I will choose them for you. The winner tonight is Lee. Grats, Lee.
Ta-da!
Awesome.
Bix.
There you
I mean,
go.
congrats.
Lee is the winner. Very cool to see. All right, so thank you. What a great discussion and what a great audience tonight. I think this is the fastest I've ever seen the chat. Right? fastest I've ever seen it. So thank you so very much. That was really
Yeah.
awesome. Will.
It was faster when I was running those 24 bots.
Yeah,
Were you
yeah, I
the-
had my first hate raid thing come in ever in 6 years. They were all saying biatch on. It was awful. It was like I had 20 of them, and then they got taken care of. So thanks, Mike. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
all.
Oh, thank
See
you.
you all.
And thank you,
shortly. I'm gonna
everybody
hit a wrong button here.
who watched and stuff and helped us
Shit, I
out.
can't.
Yep.
You know why I can't hit the wrong button? Because it's I was wrong thing.
Are we raiding creep?
Yeah, we're in creep. Creep's gonna raid
PC?
that. Creep's gonna raid into Phantom NJ afterwards because Rob's playing tonight. So
Stay
yeah,
on if
yeah.
you're not doing it. Just let it ride.
Yep. Here we go.
Vote Greyhawk.
Go Greyhawk.
Vote Greyhawk.
Greyhawk 2024.
Greyhawk 24. Greyhawk all the time. Non-stop Greyhawk.
Make
7
mine
seasons.
Greyhawk.
What's
Oh,
that?
and that's right. Eric Mona's on right now too. Eric Mona is on in the game with on
Creep.
Yeah.
Creep's channel. Yeah. 5. Well, look at that. 103. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Beautiful.
See you Wednesday night. Oh, that's awesome. I love going there with over 100.
Yeah.
I love it when the plan comes together.
Mm-hmm.
Wunderbar. Fantastic.
What are they playing?
Looks some sort of Wild West.
So, Will, what the game you're working on? What was that? You probably mentioned it.
1 second.
Well,